after history ya Ruaraka land Ruaraka high school, yes? Wakiamua kugo for land ya Langata primary, you'll still support it?
Mimi I support anything ya haki.
Because
tuko na watu skiza, unajua mwaf anajaribu kuwa mtriki.
Empowerment and political leadership, because I feel like there's a disconnect and the two don't correlate.
Really?
Yeah, they don't
You
correlate.
feel that women don't have to be in politics to be empowered?
Yes.
Because you find that mtu amepea watoi panties, ati alafu watoi wanaambiwa wasimame waziweke hivi wapigwe picha. Ama picha yake inapigwa kwa hiyo panty. What nonsense is that? So na wana degrade watoi. Imagine these are women.
Tunaitaga TWE, third world excellence.
I think times have changed.
Another thing I wanted to address is the issue, your analysis of how Sifuna and Kalonzo.
Mm-hmm.
I think haiwezi.
Iko Nini. Episode 687. Tukisema like, subscribe, hit the notification button, tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yeah.
Na leo tuko na Dina Agai. Na Dina Agai is a seasoned Kenyan human rights defender, community organizer, na pia a prominent women rights advocate with over 15 years of experience spanning grassroots movements, civil society, and mainstream political parties. But she holds the distinct honor of being the only woman to date elected president wa bunge la mwananchi. Damn, how did that happen? Like, because bunge la mwananchi, even from the outside, it's such a masculine space, eh?
Yeah, it used to be a masculine space, but obviously, as you have said, when I joined, I made sure that women started participating.
Yes.
And as much as they're not many, but right now, there are many women that come and participate in the debates.
Yes.
And associate with bunge la mwananchi.
So how do you get elected president? Because that's the tricky part. Participating is one thing.
Yeah.
Getting elected, like, for how did they end up trusting Dina? They're like, you know what, she can do it.
Well, I joined through a friend who was a member.
Okay.
And she would come home and we would really engage in politics.
Okay.
And she saw the interest that I had. And one day she told me, nataka nikupeleke mahali unaweza hizi views. Na unaweza at least make impact.
Okay.
Because I feel unapenda sana politics and you'd really want to see changes in society.
Okay.
So akanipeleka Jivanji, nikaanza kuendaga hizo sessions. Then, you know, when you join, that time when you were joining, you don't just join and start ati wende unajua.
Yes.
Lazima uingie, usikize vile senior members wana debate, ujue the workings of the house.
Yes.
Which is, you know, Jivanji is our parliament. And by the way, it's the mother bunge la mwananchi. Yani, as in, hiyo ndio imeza all these other bunges.
Okay.
And all these people that you see around, we have so many people that have built their careers, so to speak. Wamepitia hiyo kikao. Even prominent people have been there that are in the current parliament.
Okay. Come on.
And even Senate. We've had people like Akina Anyang' Nyong'o come there, Orengo come there. We've had people like Raila started coming there, and it became a very pivotal point during the past elections,
Yes.
you would see prominent politicians want to start their campaigns or rallies around Kikao, and as we call it. And you have seen even the current finance minister has made it a place where he goes for public participation often.
Okay.
And that is because the debates were not like now. The debates were very structured. People would introduce whatever. They would introduce topics that they'd want to see discussed. Then unaleta motion, tuna decide kesho after, tuna have hiyo discussion.
Okay.
Then people would come with petitions, memoranda, and even run campaigns.
Okay.
There are so many campaigns that we ran that became national. One of them was Unga Revolution. That is when we were advocating for reduction of prices of basic commodities.
Which year is this?
In 2013 there.
Okay.
And
'Cause-
and I remember Raila Amolo Odinga is the one who came and addressed us at Harambee House, outside Harambee House. And he said, then we will work on it and see what we can do. And for the first time, the prices of unga went down.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are some of the campaigns.
So a lot of us, when we think about Bunge la Mwananchi, another person that we think about is George Nyongesa.
Yeah.
You know George?
Yeah.
So by the time you're joining, which Bunge la Mwananchi is this? Is it the one that George revived and basically in quotes founded? Is it the one before? Because there's another one that's claimed that was there in the 90s. So you, George, eh?
Actually, the advent of Bunge was late 80s, early 90s.
Yes.
During the multi-party struggle.
Yes.
That's when you had so many people coming out and speaking against some of the excesses of government. And some of the students from UON would come and engage at Kikao, at Jivanji Gardens. But before that, there was the Kafiri movement.
Yes.
That was run by a guy called Marakalu.
Okay.
And Marakalu would have discussions hizi za religion. Unajua vile kulikuwaga na discussions za religion isili pale market.
Yes.
Kulikuwaga na Muslims na Christians wana exchange. So there was something like that.
It was called Kafiri.
Kafiri hiyo sasa ilikuwa inaitwa Kafiri movement. Sasa after that ndio sasa the politics ikaingililia. Wakachukua hiyo the fire that was there during the Kafiri movement.
Yes.
Wakaitan sasa ikakuwa political. George now came later. And I can say here without fear of contradiction that George added value and played a pivotal role in Bunge, but he was not elected. You see, for myself, I was directly elected, as in people went and voted. There was a voting process that made me president. But we can also not downplay George Nyongesa's contribution to the movement. Yeah.
Because a lot of us who ended up knowing about it, tulijuaga juu ya George. Like he used to really push Nigeria. Like people need to come, people need to have discussions. And what do you think about the present discussions? I feel like they're in quotes ratchet. What do you think?
You see, Bunge is a social justice movement.
Yes.
And it's peculiar in that you become a member by association. And it's amorphous. So it is something that you just join if you're a citizen and is interested in matters social justice
Yes.
and the things that are happening in the nation, be it political and many other issues. So sometimes that is the beauty, and also that is the curse of Bunge, because there are people that don't get to really understand what it is. And for the longest, that was our strength, because it was very difficult for it to be infiltrated, in that to be an appendage or to be used by individuals or even the system. Yeah. And what I can say about the discussions right now, they are not the kind of discussions that we used to have. We used to have very rich, enlightening discussions. And we would have even political science students from the UON and other universities come and engage. We would have visitors from all over the world come and be referred to, come and listen to our debates, and also just get to know what is happening from a mwananchi point of view.
Okay.
And for that reason, we've been able to host grad students that are doing political science, not just in Kenya, but all over the world, from the States, from Ivy League universities in the States.
Yes.
They come and gather info and things like that. So I think we have lost that because of the infiltration by politicians. But I still believe that we still have something special that I don't think can be replicated anywhere else. I am confident in saying that what happens at Bunge la Mwananchi Jivanji cannot be replicated anywhere else. You can't compare Bunge to Jacaranda Bunge, for example. And that's not to disrespect them, but I just know that where we had taken Bunge, myself and other leaders that have been there, was very high, to the point that we came up with like I said, petitions and memoranda and research. Bunge members used to go to archives and sit and research. For example, we would say, we are talking about food sovereignty. We don't talk about food security.
Yes.
We believe in food sovereignty. So we would say, you guys, we have this motion, kila mtu aende atafute afanye research, alafu kesho tutakuwa na special session to discuss your issue. And people would actually go into the library and actually research. And because we had a pool of, students na watu pia wamesoma, the discussions were brought out good things. Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying right now the conversations are very illiterate, eh?
I don't want to call them illiterate, because I believe that education is not just a school thing. There are people that are very educated, but experientially.
Yes.
They might not have gone to the structured contemporary schooling, but they have something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, right now you're the current chairperson of the Young Women Christian Association. That's the YWCA Nairobi branch, yes?
Yes. Actually, I didn't. You introduced me, so I didn't get to say exactly what I've done. But those are some of the things that I've done. I've been chair of the Nairobi branch YWCA.
Okay.
Young Women Christian Association.
You've been, or you're the current chair?
I have been chair.
Okay.
Yeah. Right now I'm a member. Yeah.
And what about this other one is the National Women Steering Committee?
Yeah, I'm also a member of the National Women's Steering Committee, and we've been at the forefront fighting for the not more than 2/3 gender principle,
Okay.
which is a very, very important provision in the Constitution. We've been fighting for it to be operationalized.
How
and for-
practical is it? Like, because I remember last week, is it last week when the High Court found out, the High Court ruled that the gender thing is unconstitutional, yes?
and gave government 120 days to make sure that.
But how practical is it? Because I think the only way that would work is if all parties agreed that for this, a third of these constituencies, all the members that are going to compete against each other are women. And that would guarantee women a third. Otherwise, without that, for parliament, it's impossible. For the cabinet, it's a little bit possible. But for parliament and Senate
elective
and the
space.
rest, yes,
Yeah.
it's impossible. And it feels like a handout, not because we are overrepresented. You do know that, right?
But Mwaf, we are overrepresented so zile ni women.
Not we are overrepresented juni women. Tuko overrepresented in general. I gave this example last week, yes? Kenya is, China is 17 times bigger than Kenya. Sindio? 17 times bigger than Kenya.
Yeah.
China has 17 provinces. No, 26 provinces. Pole. China has 26 provinces. Kenya has 47 counties. Remember, China is 17 times bigger than Kenya. If we were to do Chinese mathematics, we'd need 2 counties only.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's why I'm saying that we are overrepresented. So since we are overrepresented, if we try and do the gender balance thing, we end up in a very tricky situation. But maybe, because you've thought about it longer than me, what are your 2 cents on it? How can we achieve the gender balance thing?
I think first and foremost, initially, there was no political will.
Yeah.
I can say here confidently that the current regime, under the leadership of Daktari William Samoei Ruto, has really tried in terms of just seeing that women are included and they're participating at the highest levels of society. And if it were not for the politicians and the 2 houses of parliament, we would have already realized this provision. I think there's a cat and mouse game that is being played by parliament, and I also blame political parties.
Yes.
Because the political parties play also a very pivotal role in terms of seeing that women participate and more women participate in politics. But when push comes to shove, they always drop the ball when it comes to women. I also want to say that this provision was very, very instrumental and important because we came from a system where women were not included. And we saw that after the post-election violence, women really were not playing pivotal roles. And so that is why we women were very much for the 2010 constitution because of this provision.
Yes.
And we realized that women, youth, and persons with disability were not part of the leadership of Kenya. And so from that history, it was very important for these groups to be included. But then now you find that when that needs to happen, political will was not there, parliament is playing games, there's the issue, different issues of them, hakuna chapa aje when it comes to women. I mean, if you're going to downplay the importance of women in leadership, then you're like saying that corruption is okay. Because women are very important in leadership.
And we don't dispute that. I think what I'm disputing personally is it should not be handed to you. You should earn it. And since you should earn it, it creates a very tricky situation.
Yeah.
Because right now it feels like we need a third of these people to be women. So let's hand it to a woman. And I'm saying that as someone who I have a daughter. He has a daughter.
Yeah.
He has a daughter too.
Yeah.
So, but we want to raise our daughters to know that you have to fight for these things. And also, it should not look like being a political leader is what makes you as a woman feel like you've reached there. And the example I'm giving that is majuzi nilikuwa China, nimekuwa nikiambia watu sana juu story. And I was just checking out China hapa na cheki women hold virtually no top leadership positions in the Communist Party. There are 0 women in the elite 7-member Politburo Standing Committee and 0 in the 24-member Politburo. I don't know if it's called that. Is it Politburo? Okay, Eugene. Okay, then the highest ranking woman in the Chinese government is State Councillor Shen Yiqin, who holds one of the 5 state councillor positions. While female members make over 30% of the total CCP membership, totaling more than 30 million individuals, this representation rapidly disappears in the upper echelons. As of the current term, women constitute less than 8% of senior leadership positions overall and only 3% of provincial party secretaries and governors. As I keep saying, I was in China. I think I came back like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I feel like the Chinese woman is more empowered than the Kenyan woman. And the Chinese woman does not have political leadership. When I walked down the streets, I saw girls in all long skirts, shorts, covered hair, uncovered hair. They were free. More free than Kenya, where if a woman wears a short skirt ataitwa malaya, someone is going to try and smack their whatever bottoms. There's going to be some sort of sexual harassment, yes? But we have women leaders. So that's why I'm not seeing the correlation between us respecting women and women being in political leadership. But that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Now you can, of course, educate me on that. You understand?
I feel that for first and foremost, the Chinese are communists.
Yes.
We are Democrats, and
have a better
equality
system.
and equity is very, very important. And another thing, we are coming from there is historical injustices. Women traditionally, culturally, have been hindered through customs and all that from participating really in particularly politics, because yes, we want to participate throughout society in different sectors, but you see, it's in politics that resources are distributed.
Yes.
So it is very important that women are at the table, in politics, and not just a few women, but a sizable number of women should be in politics on that table, making serious decisions, and the numbers matter.
That's what I'm trying to understand is
Yeah.
how would that help? And vile nashinda nikisema, I want you to educate me on this, yes?
Yeah.
Because as I keep saying, umesema Chinese is a communist party. There's someone who I saw analyzing China, and they said if you study the Chinese, it does not make, it's not a communist, it's just the name, because it's a very capitalistic society.
Yeah.
It's a very capitalistic society, but the difference between them and us is the country always comes first. So since the country comes first, the billionaires there have to play by the rules. And every worker, there's no worker in China who's born in China and is Chinese who earns less than the minimum wage. Kenya, we have a lot of workers who earn less than minimum wage. You understand? Because the people don't come first. It's the business people and the politicians and the oligarchs that come first. So, and with that, the fact that everyone has rights, even the women have rights. But Sisi sasa inakuwaga, a rich woman has rights, a poor woman does not have rights. A poor woman is likely to be sexually harassed more than you remember, even was it last year when a female worker, not female, what was it called, like a domestic worker fell from some floor
Yeah.
kule, and the story was she was being sexually harassed. Remember the way that story disappeared? Just psst. I've never heard that story again. Why? Because she was not economically empowered. So what I'm trying to see is the connection between empowerment and political leadership, because I feel like there's a disconnect and the two don't correlate.
Really?
Yeah, they don't
You feel
correlate.
that women don't have to be in politics to be empowered?
Yes, they don't have
I
to
am
be.
not saying that it is a must for all women to be in politics,
Yeah.
but I'm saying that it is important that we have them. Yeah?
Yes, it's
We
important. yeah.
encourage them to be in politics, because having them there really adds value.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, there are things that men can advocate for,
Yes.
but there are things that when a female advocates for, they do it from a point of they're female, they understand it. For example, this issue of pads.
Yes.
Yes, a man can advocate, but when a woman does it, they've gone through it, they understand it. And that is why that law that, is it the governor of Nairobi, when he said that women can get, I think, 2 or 3 days off in a month when they're having their menses,
Yes.
was revolutionary. Because at my age now is when I'm realizing how I keep asking myself, these women that work throughout and when you're having your P's, when you're employed and you're having your P's, you're still going to work. Sometimes the menses are so heavy because they become irregular and all that, and the complications, and
Painful.
you're tired, some are painful. But imagine ukiwa employed, lazima uende job.
Yes.
Unajua? So I always ask, watu wanaduaje? Because it's mind-boggling thinking how hizo 3-4 days were tough for most women.
Yes.
But they still have to go to work. So I think those are some of the things that unaona mwanamke akiwa, si ati mwanaume hawezi advocate, but mwanamke akiwa ana add value with some, humanize. When you humanize a situation, you make it, those that are going through it can relate with it even more. So for me, I think it's very important to have women and a large chunk. Of course, there is talk that, because I also want to be real, there is talk that wanawake wanaget hizi job, there are people who complain, ni wanawake wako sawa, ni wanawake kuna vile wanaget hizi jobs, unajua. Alafu pia mtaani watu wanasema, what is it that they are doing, these particular ones? Because unaona mkifaitia kitu, people really target and scrutinize you. You get? When you're fighting for the rights of women always complain, mbona they are not putting standards on men the way wana put standards on us? But they are doing it because nyinyi ndio mnataka more rights. Unajua? So you find that society pia, including the ordinary woman, still has not internalized or embraced fully ati a woman can actually be a politician. Wacha hata being a leader, be a politician. So, and that is why I think politicians who are mostly men, they are finding ways of kuhepa hii issue. Because hata wanawake wenyewe have not been so friendly to this issue. Wana feel, wana add 2 numbers na hakuna kitu wanafanya. So for me, I'd just want to ask us as women that are in leadership, and even the current ones in leadership positions, you must work twice as hard And you must prove to society that you're there and you deserve to be there. Because kusema tu kweli, some of the things that we are seeing from some of the women that are in leadership, embarrassing.
Because even looking at also Nani, Charity Ngilu,
Yeah.
she was quite strong in the NAC government.
Yeah.
And alikuwa ni Minister for Health
Yeah.
for quite some time.
Yeah.
And even some of the issues that you are, commenting on,
Yeah.
like even hizo off days na nini. Because that's how I feel like wakiingia pale, they forget the agenda, or maybe who to on matters to speak on the female gender, and then they just wanaingia tu pale ni self-interest. Because if you look at even the women who have chaired committees in parliament, it's a significant quite number.
Yeah.
Yes, so I think they are given a chance for me, according to my own opinion, through the constitution. Na si kuelectiwa tu, kama angekuelectiwa tu as members of women rep, and then they get there, they are not given even committees to actually chair, then maybe hapo naweza sema kungekuwa na problem. But we've seen a lot, even akinaisha Jumwa. So maybe we might also angalia like wakiwa pale, what did they do? Did they even comment on issues affecting women and girls? In all areas.
Yeah, history ya menses imefika up because in Zambia it's actually in the Employment Code Act. So in Zambia, women are legally entitled to take 1 day off from work each month because of their menses. Sindio? And it does not matter whether they are like mothers or not, although it's called Mother's Day. But they are each required to have that 1 day. So Kenya, how far is that? Is it still being talked about ama ilikufa hivyo hiyo story ya 1 day?
Unajua vile alisema governor,
yes,
there are people who are saying hizo ni roadside declarations.
Yeah.
I don't know kama iko kwa law, but there are discussions still on it because it has not been haijafanywa in such a way that sasa ni kitu inajulikana ni hivo. Unajua?
Yes.
Kuna watu wanaidu, kuna watu hawaidu. Alafu then there is the problem of kuna watu wana cherry pick issues kwa katiba. You get?
Yes.
So atuja embrace katiba fully. Kuna bado watu wako na hizi hangover za katiba ya kitambo. That vitu zingine bado wanaona ni hard. And especially when it comes to women issues, Aki. Hata ukienda Ocha, unapata vitu zingine, for example, women and land. Kuna wazaya wataki kusikia ati dem ati amerudi ati anataka agawiwe pia posho yake. Haizi kubali. Anajua law imechange, but still anaona haizi kubali. Na pia ukiwa hapo hivyo unaona wamadha pia wana agree na hiyo kituo mzaya anasema so a lot of awareness, advocacy and education.
We've also seen a woman in leadership advocating for FGM.
Yeah, so but you see those are hizo ndio vitu tunasema culture,
and she's representing a county.
Yeah, and unapata pia kuna madem wanasema ni right yangu, mimi nataka kukua. Unajua? So hizo ndio vitu tunasema ni kitu education around these issues lazima ziendelee kwa society so that a large chunk of people wanaanza kuona vitu differently. But it takes a lot of time to change mindsets and culture and prejudices.
Transitions come slowly.
Yeah.
And whenever they are rushed, they are met with a lot of backlash,
yeah,
a lot of pushes and pulls. So I always believe that transition should come and flow in, gently, so that it's embraced, understood at a very deep level by everyone. But if I can go back to the issue of the day off for ladies, that is something that I holistically support. Because I come from a family where ladies are the majority. I also have a daughter, and I'm seeing how things come out. And Mwafrika especially talks about the many challenges that ladies face. He's always fond of talking about men. We sometimes we fail to understand the issues that women go through, including the menses. I mean, if they can have a day off, why not?
Yeah.
It's just a day off. It can be recovered in one way or another. At least, even if it means that, the 8 hours they've missed will be added on somewhere, or they can go over or a weekend, which is something that I don't have advocate for. A day off is a day off. They should have that day. Because even when they go to work with that condition, that's when issues also happen. Because they're moody, they're in pain, even their productivity level goes down. So rather they just be at home, just relax, cool off, and go back when
and again keeping in mind that the number of women that are actually employed going to the office every day si kubwa na women also do a lot of work for free. There's unpaid care work that women do. We run homes, we take care of kids, we make sure everything is in place, and it's not quantified in terms of money. So I think giving women a few days off because of a situation like that would be the
least
just a
we can
drop
do.
in the ocean
and then
to appreciate.
And then it's a natural biological.
Absolutely.
It's nothing that anybody brought on themselves. It's something that is natural.
Yeah.
So also for us, it should be natural for us to be able to take care of that. And I mean, even going back deep, even from school, any teacher who's in contact with girls, who are coming of that age, should be empowered enough to understand what is going through them, physically, emotionally, and all that. Because there are those ups and downs. So
there's also a lot of girls who don't even have sanitary pads.
Yeah.
As we speak.
Yeah.
Even if you join that with the days of even those girls who are experiencing menses for the first time in remote areas. I'm talking in remote areas. I think every public school should have a register. You have a number of these girls so and so in my class, and they come forward, because most of them it's shaming when they go through such things.
It's associated with shame.
So even the Ministry for Health and Education agenda should actually, the deputy speaker wa bunge ni is a lady. So how far have we gone to even making sure all schools, all public schools, maybe we can start with that, because robust.
I mean, people even say that
takes time.
Yeah, people
like
say
it's
that
equipped to every girl can maybe every month anapatiwa
correct
a packet of pads.
And people say that if condoms can be free, why not sanitary pads? Because there's something called pad poverty, which is like you're saying, associated with a lot of shame, because buying those pads is also not cheap. So, and it's not even rural areas alone, even informal settlements here, just around here, people live maisha ingine, a dog's life, and affording such a thing is between mtakula ama mtabuy pads. Unajua? So, and one thing that I want to commend you for is that it's refreshing to hear men that are conscious enough to discuss such an issue and even have very strong feelings about the importance of such issues, because we need more support from male folk to also be talking about these things, so that it's comfortable for a man to talk to a daughter about an issue like this without feeling like they're doing the wrong thing. So I think I should commend you guys for at least having an idea of what women and girls go through.
Thank you so much. And before we get off from that discussion, I mean, making it open. I'll be open enough to say that it's about time that the issue of sanitary towels is put to the past.
Yeah.
How do we do that? We should have, it should be plain and simple. It should be zero rated in terms of taxes.
Yeah.
And even the companies that are producing it should be able to be put in such a place where they just break even.
Yeah.
And as much as possible, we should have government issued ones, even for free, which can be distributed to the needy ones.
True.
Because I've always thought, like, for ladies who are doing well in life, I mean, you have a job, we're not going shopping to buy your sanitary, because it's something that you have to buy every month.
Yeah.
If every lady was to buy an extra pack just for somebody who might need it, it will go far. But we should not be doing that. Because I don't expect the next time Africa is going to buy a pack of condoms, to buy an extra pack, to be handed over to another person. But then also don't expect that every election cycle, sanitary towels are part of the campaign. Being strategy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to give sanitary towels. Then they start distributing them 1 month before the elections. And then after that, they disappear.
Yeah.
They wait again for another, forgetting that it's a monthly, it's something that happens monthly.
Yeah.
I mean, how can we put that discussion to an end? I mean, because even right now as we speak, go online. See how many, especially even ladies, how many are going to vie, but they're using sanitary towels as the main campaign.
Yeah, it's the main
There's
thing.
also another one. I think last week it was launched. I think it was by the what is her name? Madam, what is her name? I think she's vying for women rep or senator, Nairobi.
Madam Omanga.
She started one.
Yeah.
I mean, for how long is she going to sustain that? Then after the election, it disappears.
Yeah.
I mean, we should have something that is, I think, government issued. Because I don't mind a tax of 100 shillings per person per pay slip to go towards that service. I mean, it's service towards vulnerable young girls. Because like we said, pad poverty.
Yeah.
In certain areas, girls really have to sleep with men for them to be given, that 200 shillings for, I mean, the decency, the dignity. It should be menstrual with dignity.
Yeah.
We should not undignify it and take advantage of.
Correct.
More often young girls.
Correct.
Because something that is biologically gifted to them. Yeah.
The biodegradable pads 100% Kenyan. Na ilikuwa ni study ya St. Paul's University in 2022.
Yeah.
And they received a grant by the Hart Prize. Approximately 220 million. So in the 59th Jamhuri Day celebration, statement by Ruto akasema, like the Ministry of Education should actually engage these creators and oversee. But unajua tu ukisikia tu Ruto akisema, we'll get to your president baadaye. Akisema let us engage them. I don't know how they were engaged. Those guys were fitted in South Africa. Alikuwa natumia banana fibers to make them 100% biodegradable.
Okay.
It's a story that natakanga tu kuona kama ina pop up somewhere, but it just died like that. I don't know, maybe sometimes we might get those guys wa St. Paul's na pia Kabarak.
I think it's a very, very important issue and also sensitive because, sometimes I say that whenever you are forced to, kupewa kitu, there's almost like kubeg for kitu. Kwanza politicians unajua ifanya ni kama wanakufanyia favor and they need to take photos ndio waoneshe wamekupea na ni kitu unajua ni sensitive. There's always something that dies in you when you're at the mercy of somebody because of something that is not your fault and you need it. You get? So part of giving them dignity is making sure that it is not something that ana need kubeg. You get? Or something that they have to be paraded to be given.
Given and then raising it.
Ni kama some of our politicians sometimes wanageuzaga hii mambo ya kampeni inakuwa ni kitu tu funny, because you find that mtu amepea watoi panties ati alafu watoi wanaambiwa wasimame waziweke hivi wapigwe picha ama picha yake inapigwa kwa hiyo panty. What nonsense is that? So na wana degrade watoi. Imagine these are women.
Tunaitaga TWE, third world excellence. That's the third world excellence that comes to nini tukiingia to politics. Uli run for Nairobi Women Rep. This was in 2013 with which party?
Safina party.
Oh, Safina.
Yes.
So Safina ulifikaga mpaka position iko ni vice chair ama?
Nilikuwa vice chair.
Who was the chairperson at your time? Mwite.
Paul Mwite.
Ulifikaje hiyo position ya vice chair? Like cause naonaga everywhere you go ni
tulivotiwa. Tulikuwa na convention, tukavotiwa.
Na ukatokaje Safina ukaenda UDA? Like how does that happen?
Nilitoka Safina nikaingia ODM, nikakaka. Nikatoka ile time baba alikuwa sasa ameanza zile vitu za, ilikuwa ni BBG ama ilikuwa ni
BBI.
BBI. Nikasema haiwezi. Haiwezi.
Kwa nini haiwezi?
Ametupeleka tena wapi? Unajua? Juu niliona haiwezi. So I was part of Linda Katiba at that time. And we felt that hiyo mambo ya kujaribu kuchange katiba ati ndio ipatie watu ma positions haiwezi. So I was fishing for a party. Ndio nikasikia kuna hiyo party ya daktari, and I started aligning now with Ruto during time ya Uhuru.
Yes.
Vile Ruto alikuwa na frustratiwa and all that, I was not for it. And I also was very, very keen on his message. Yes. And we might have issues with daktari, but we understand that we should accept that ni mnoma kwa siasa. Now, I was so interested in the things that he was saying and how he was organizing. Nikasema wacha niende hiyo side. Plus, I was also like, this guy is going to take this thing. I was tired of losing with Baba.
But you know, Raila
Raila
najua alikuwa na lose tu juu ya nini. Otherwise, I don't think anyone could have beaten him if, I don't know if I can say he had the energy, but there's something that his Ninis used to lack. But I think he's the most, in quotes, modern times, most popular politician to ever live in Kenya. Like, his sort of funeral, if anyone dies in our lifetime, you won't see that again. You do understand that. So for that such a person to lose, it was because of, remember even what we had Gloria, and Gloria was telling us vile walikuwa wamekaa chini wanasikia Nyanza watu wajatokea kuvote. Alafu they're like yes wacha ikae hivyo. You understand, like his people he never used to know how to make people want to vote. There's no kumera.
There was apathy.
Dhuraku.
The Luo edition. Or not even the Luo edition, the coast, because he used to win everywhere except Central and Rift Valley. So you understand, so hiyo kulose mlikuwa
lucky that unajota Rift Valley 2007 alishinda alivotiwa.
Yes, so ninakwambia, so hiyo yako ati mlikuwa sure mnaenda kushinda,
imagine mimi nilikuwa sure in fact after Ruto kupronounce president, cause nilikuwa naenda Gaocha naambia wase, imagine Ruto ana get kuwa president kitambo kabla. and people would be like, kwani huu unasoma politics vipi? Naombe huu mse anaenda kugeti kitu, alafu wana announce ati ameget, watu were like, ulijuaje? I just felt that he was going to get it.
Okay, 'cause hiyo voter apathy hiyo.
I agree with her.
Yeah.
Because hata for me, the feelings were the same. And all you need to do ni ukae then uangalie the campaigns, how people are campaigning, alafu area stronghold zao, the narrative zile ziko huko, the feeling. Ukienda Nyanza, if the people who really failed Baba, mi sijali sijali hatu wakinipa maneno, they're Luos. You know me, I'm not into tribal ethnic nini, but the truth is watu wa Nyanza ndo walikuwa na fail Baba. Hawa watu maneno zao you can even quote them, hii tushashinda. For opposite
ilikuwa zoea hiyo sauti,
ilikuwa tu ukitaka kushinda huko, ukitaka tu kushinda Baba, just plant 3 or 5 people watembea around villages wakisema hii Baba shashinda, hii shachukua. Hawatatoka kuvote. Kwa nini? Baba shachukua.
Hata si kuvote, hata toka kuregister. Kwa saizi umecheki kumekuwa under Ruto kumekuwa na new voter registration.
Exactly. Alafu secondly, to me internal ODM ikuaga, to me ODM is not that party that advocated for democracy within itself ndani yake. Once let's say mali wako dominant, one of the places in Nyanza, once mtashachukua tu hiyo nomination ya ODM,
kwa najua
period, ashashinda, hata enda hakuna competition huko, so hataenda campaign. Kwa nini campaign? The rest of the time ana spend akifuata Baba all over the country, other places anaenda, which I add any value to him instead of akue home. Kama kuna 40,000 registered voters, I ensure those
at least
35 wametokea. And how do those 35 come out? If there's a competitor, kama kuna competitor atamkimbiza, ata-ensure huyu ameleta wake huyu wake. But if you are alone and you are guaranteed you are going to win,
so most of them
10,000 people ndo wanatoka kuvote.
Hiyo time ya hiyo campaign, yani unajua, that's why nasema Ruto is a unique President. Ruto is a unique politician that you hear what people saying, ajai lose. Angalia tu historia, huu ni mtu alikuwa anajua where anaenda. Yani ni politics zile si za kuhata, unajua, ni politics anajua na want nini na ako ready to work for it, and we saw it. Why so many people fell in love with Ruto is the way he did it. He did it, yani he went to work for it, unajua. And then Ruto si politician ati anakaa ati anangoja kwenda kufanyiwa. You see, like right now the Luos are in broad-based, but Ruto bado anaenda. Unasikia watu wakisema anaenda kwa juu ya magari kufanya nini? Anataka kwenda kujionea mwenyewe. Mtu kama Uhuru ni mtu alikuwa nangojaga Ruto aende, not knowing this guy anajua terrain na anajua kuconvince wase, and then he's a good orator. He was using his gifts and talents very well, and I see him doing the same. Sai unaona wase wa 2 term nikawa wako confused. Sifuna ndio anaongea, but unajua politics za Kenya.
Sifuna si 2 term.
One term. Unaona hizi siasa za ati umeongea poa, ati Baba alikuwa anaongea poa. Baba alikuwa si ati ni mtu ati hata Kalonzo alikuwa anaongea, you know. But politics ya Kenya inataka something different. One thing that it needs is grit, which Ruto has. Grit. Can you go out and meet the people?
I think with the Nini situation, I'll keep correcting you. With the Raila situation, I'll keep correcting you.
Yeah.
And I'll keep correcting you because 2007 was a clear win for him.
Yeah.
Unagauta vile ile nilikuwa na shinda tangaza tusitangazi
Hiyo naye alinyang'anywa.
that was going round ile nilikuwa nashinda lakini kutangaza sitangazi so there is that so I think with Ruto competing with this version of Raila hii mwisho it was a much older person. You see Kibaki in 2007 competed with a younger Raila.
Yeah.
So that younger Raila was more driven than the older guy. You see with age alafu badai like in less than 2 years after your election akadedi ama just barely 2 years.
Yeah.
So we can never compare that with whatever. So with this now the present opposition kile neza sema ni with them now au ndio unaweza sema unaweza advice vile una advice lakini with Raila I think it was more of that age caught up with him and apart from age catching up with him he I think trusted a lot of his lieutenants and they didn't want it yo kitu Robo anasema where the fact that they knew if they had ODM they'd already locked it compared to maybe a place like Meru where even the governor was independent sindio you see so now if the governor is independent is anafanya kila mtu ana fight ya hii position so even right now for Ruto what would be good for him ni place kama Nyanza specifically haifai kwa tu ni ODM wako guaranteed inafaa kwa ni ODM wanapigania na mtu mwingine because this is going to force everyone to show up because this person wants their supporters to show up mwingine anataka na wote wana and that's what used to happen in Central and nini ile like everyone wants it so everyone shows up unacheki plus another thing is hate is a powerful driver and I keep saying that the hate the anti-Raila hate was very high in the mountain used to push numbers right now it's the anti-Ruto hate so the mountain is going to show out and they're going to show up so now he needs to know how to counter that all these things of I've been doing politics since 1920 what I've never lost it's different when there's no hate is a more powerful driver than love unaweza sahau kuambia mtu I love you lakini mtu unachukia utakumbwa like it's always that like
but ni poa tusiseme ni hate is a very strong word.
No,
let's
it's
just
hate
say
right now.
emotions are very important in politics yani whip up emotions because tukisema hate
but he's hated right now he's hated like saizi niko nacheketa bunge la wananchi Mombasa ikasikia tu tuachoka na Ruto afadhali atoka this is Mombasa man like hate is a powerful driver and unacheza
I think his emotions
this is his biggest political
there's something you said you know if you see the way he was mistreated
the sympathy
like during the nini do you feel like he was just mistreated for the sake of giving Baba a chance actually the accusations that were laid upon him held any ground
right now
no then
that he was
akiwa
mistreated
DP
for
you said akiwa even how he was mistreated akiwa in the Uhuru government
yes. I feel it was very unfair very very unfair
considering the cases peers are Kimorel and stuff.
Apart from that, I just feel that the way the president handled his very loyal deputy was not right. It was unfair because Ruto practically was working so hard for that regime to be seen to be working. And all of a sudden, this propaganda that he was anti-CG, who he was working against, who... You see, if for example, and that's the difference between him and now him and his deputy that left.
Gachagua.
Yeah, that's the difference.
What's the
Because
difference?
Ruto was actually loyal to Uhuru. Very loyal. I'm the one who was reading it differently.
Gachagua was loyal.
And
Mpaka-
how is Gachagua not loyal?
Gachagua-
Gachagua niko namwona hii mambo ya affordable housing tutengeneza wingi sana. Rais amesema tutengeneza nyumba.
I remember
Like,
Gachagua.
how are you saying that he was not loyal?
Unajua,
He believed in everything.
yeye ilifika point akakuwa sasa ni kama sasa anataka hata sasa alikuwa ni kama ana undermine mdosi.
How?
Sikuwahi ona siku ile Ruto aliandamine Uhuru. I didn't see that
Yeah,
because
during campaign.
hakuna vile unaenda kufanya press conference alafu una divulge vitu ziko kwa vitu top secret za gava una divulge openly.
But by that time they'd already need him like is it ostracized him hii ni ile time aliendaga Mombasa kama ameshikilia ile suitcase. It was such a
suitcase ya
sad
robo.
scenario. Yeah. Akipanda stairs peke yake.
Niliona
Robo alikuwa assistant, Robo hiyo siku aliambiwa ende off. Okay, tunaenjoy Robo,
Like,
but
mimi
still.
nikitravel,
You understand?
my
Yeah.
suitcase is bigger, mimi nikitravel.
You understand? So
God.
I think he'd already been pushed aside.
Yeah.
So if you push me aside, do not expect loyalty from me. So if you had to ask me if Gachagua was loyal to Ruto, I think he was.
I don't think
I think he
nakumbuka hata
was.
akiekea nini akisema sasa wacha niwaambie huyo mtu hakuna mahali ataigia hii state house
Meka mitego.
meka mitego kila mahali na alikuwa amekea nani mitego baba
Yeah.
but
alikuwa amemwambia wewe rais fanya kazi yako hii mtu nitadili na yeye
anyway,
so nani alikuwa amekewa mitego
mimi
at that
maybe
point?
basi
Ni Gachagua.
naangalia vitu differently but me I didn't I'm really not sympathetic to Gachagua. Clean heart, I'm not sympathetic. I think he was now taking it too far, disrespectful and clearly undermining the leadership.
Okay. Let's go back to the Ruto as a DP. Ruto as a DP, this is the story that we hear. Remember when Uhuru did the analogy of utakuwa na mtu kwa safari, mnaendesha gari, naangalia nyuma unaona amerusha nini spare wheel nje, naangalia nyuma unaona amerusha kiti nje, alafu namuona na spana nataka kutoa mguu, nashindwa mtafika aje. Take that analogy and then look at the fact that during the Uhuru presidency, at some point he decided to change the currency. And we went to the new notes. The story was, your boss had done so much corruption. He had a pile of cash.
a central bank in Sudan.
Yes, in notes. That now Uhuru was like, the only way to stop this is for this money has to be recirculated back into the system. And the only way to do that is to change currency. So now people will have time to either change this into dollars or do something. So it was not just out of pure hate. It was also out of the fact that Uhuru felt like Ruto was irredeemably corrupt. Like he was so corrupt. Mpaka hata Yesu Kristo alikuwa pale juu iko like, hey, corruption, yeah. You understand? So that's why I'm saying like it depends with who you're talking to. So for you, Gachagua was the worst DP. But for Uhuru, this guy was the worst DP. So I think it depends. Like, I don't think we can agree on that. So wacha tu tuseme watu walikosana because we are all speculating, sindio? And let's move on to now like other stuff. So now wacha tu
But
get
I
your-
also had something to say about what you are saying about Baba.
Yes.
I think replicating Baba won't happen in our lifetime.
yeah.
And leaders who try to do that will fall flat because Baba was once in a lifetime kind of character. He embodied so many things. He embodied in leadership. Society embraced him because of the many kind of attributes that he had that I don't think we will have in one person again. Yeah, witty, loved, yani religiously, things like that. I don't think will happen again. Not just in Kenya, but also in Luoland. So I think our leaders should also not even wasichoke wakijaribu kukua Baba. Baba was one of a kind and njumu zake sidhani kuna mtu atafit. Kila mtu itabidi tu come up na their own njumus. Yeah.
True. Talking about Baba before we... first of all, looking back at Baba's campaigns, you know, just going about how he lost or won but was not declared, the president, is if you look at the Ruto's campaign the last election, I mean, everywhere you went, it was a sea of yellow. Everywhere. And I remember even in the previous election in 2017 against Uhuru, every place was painted red. You could see Jubilee T-shirts. You could literally walk, you see a Jubilee T-shirt in 2017. You go this side, a Jubilee Leso. You go there, a Jubilee. Before you saw any orange, merchandise, it will really, really take you 100 to 1. And then it's always late after the election that scandals start coming in from Raila's lieutenants. Somebody was given the tender, but they never delivered. It was always like that. So that's also another way they failed in merchandise. When you watch, if you watch the 9 o'clock news randomly, even if you go online, chances are that where a journalist is getting vox pops, chances are that you'll see either Jubilee 2017 Kaleso or a mama with a t-shirt or a shuka or a UDA from 2022. But ODM t-shirts, they're very rare. Merchandising was also another way where they literally killed him. And I remember after the elections, it was like, hey, somebody squandered the money, And there's something that you mentioned about BBI. And you said that, it was the worst initiative,
No, Skusema it was the worst. I just felt that it was untimely, given where we were at that time as a nation, and I felt that really it was being pushed because people's egos needed to be sorted out, not because it was something that was needed. So I felt that I was not going to be part of that thing. Yeah,
true, and I totally respect that. But to me, my opinion is contrary. To me, I believe BBI was an initiative that I strongly believe should have continued, even with Ruto being the president. Kenya, there are two tribes that were at loggerheads. Looking at it from that angle, Luos and Kikuyu, politically, from way back, and slowly people got indoctrinated into that, what Mwafrika calls hatred. And it's deeper than hatred. You said it's hatred is a strong term.
A strong word.
I disagree with both you and Mwafrika. It's not even hatred, it's indoctrination, which went very deep into political negative radical ideology. So you have people literally feel disdain to another community. Why? Because of one simple thing: politics. In every other sphere of life, they are working together, they're marrying each other, they are doing businesses in the communities, they are literally holding the country, together. But when it comes to politics, hapo ndio wanatawanyika. BBI was to address that. And I remember for the first time there was hope that Luos and Kikuyus are going to shed off. It was not supposed to mean that there will not be political rivalry in future between the two, but it meant that rivalry will be more decent, will be a bit more modern, and it will be devoid of the past issues. Mali kuna ambako nasikia kuna watu walikula kiapo kuchukia wengine. Unaona? So to me, BBI was to address that. For a moment, personally, I felt hii ni kitu poa, cause nimeona hizi kabila mbili watu wakilumbana, wanapigana. 2007 neighbors turned against each other. People who had lived cordially for many years, but because of politics wakakuja, and the country was almost divided into two. To me, it was going to address that. To me, I was not looking at political seats because the constitution was solid. It was just going to talk about how do we share resources. I remember there was the 1 shilling, the one man, 1 versus
shilling.
1 man, 1 kilometer.
Yeah.
The people who opposed it later on waka realized, damn, it's supposed to be 1 man, 1 shilling. Now the other time walikuwa na oppose. We'll come that when we delve also into the Kenyan politics. But to me, BBI was an initiative that should have continued, because after Ruto became president, the half Kikuyus voted for him, half Kikuyus voted for Raila. So at least tukajua vitu zita settle. But right now, the enmity between the two communities is also going up high. And you fail to understand why. It's because people believe these guys should be back on the street with us. But these guys are like, sisi hapana, hatuingi kwa street. Nyinyi ingieni. So the enmity has gone back to default settings. And the leaders we have currently from the two communities are not doing the communities any favor. I mean, personally, I'm not that old and I'm also not that young.
Yeah.
But I've lived through enmity, which I believe should be a thing of the past. Tumechoka nayo. What we went through, pole pole, what I saw in 2007 is something that I do not wish any other generation to see. But sai tena imekuja imelimwa. Ni kama tunaanza default setting. And neither of the two communities are the ones on top, but they're the ones who are fighting hardest to kuchini. So I believe BBA will have really addressed the issue, and not only about the two communities, but also all other communities. Kuleta mdigo kwa meza. Watu ukienda kwa digo wana complain, wanaambiwa wanatolewa, wanaambiwa tu digo ni wavivu. And the young guys who want to work. If you go to Northeastern, unapata waburji, Oromo, Borana, they're still complaining. Still when you go to Luoland, ukienda uko kwa ma-island, they're still complaining. Wametengwa. So who is, ukienda Nyeri, bado ukienda Nyeri kwa mtaa, majengo Nyeri, vijana uko wata complain, wametengwa. So the BBA to me was to address and bring equality and probably equity on the table so that everybody has their
Feels represented.
Yeah, though others will have their way, but at least you are comfortable with that.
I think Robo, part of the thing watu walikuwa na katika ni kunafaa kuwa na 70 new constituencies. That was part of it. I don't think like so haikuwa mbaya with some things because kulikuwa na kama hii tax holiday for youth owned startups that made sense. Help grace period that made sense, yes. But when you talk about 30 new constituencies and such stuff, then kulikuwa na now introduction of a prime minister, two deputy prime ministers, you know, this is what was used against it. The leader of the official opposition. So this is what made people feel some type of way. So I think if it had been there without wanting to introduce extra seats, maybe, just maybe it survive. But the fact, Nachiketa, even when she countered it, the first thing she said was it was going to create political seats. So I think that's what also made people not be ready to listen to the other stuff.
But I believe the new current government will have picked it up and then worked on it and tried to remove, you know, those things that are not good. Come hizo new seats, because already we always talk about it here. Tumechoka. How do we have 47 counties? And we have 47 governors who are paid millions. And then the most, I don't want to use those terminologies, but people do not give value, any value, deputy governors. How are we paying 47 people millions for doing nothing? For just sitting around and always praying that governors yakufe, governors yaku impeach. Hiyo ndo prayer yao mbili tu. Akufe ama ku impeach, how do we need them? And also on another note, we have like 47 women reps, and we talked about it. I highly value women leadership. I love women leadership. I want more women to take up leadership positions, whether it's in public service, in politics, in corporate. I'm for women 100%. I've worked with so many organizations, UN Women, Women in International Security, so many organizations that are women-led, and the majority are women, and you really feel comfortable, you really feel, because they respect you. You go there and you do not feel like a man. Not that you are you do not feel discriminated. Thank you so much. But what we have currently, it's like being handed over on a silver platter. You know, those seats, and being handed to them on a silver platter, to me, I don't see them so much value from some of those leaders. Not all, some of them. We've seen some with dubious characters, similar like male politicians. before the 2022 elections, I used to say that there are so many wash guys who are going to vie for political seats. And they vied and they won. The next election, I've always told the Iko Nini family knows, I've always said that it's going to be goon-led elections. Sangwenyas are going to vie and they're going to win the elections. The lawyers, other people, good guys, even here will not win an election.
But sadly, the funny thing, and it's the truth, I've been in politics at least for some time now. The Sangwenyas and the goons are part of the food chain in Kenyan politics. And they're very, I don't want to say they're instrumental, but politicians feel that they're unnecessary evil in that ecosystem. So as much as some politicians would be like, we don't want them and all that, they are so much comfortable with these people. And so fighting them becomes even difficult because it's actually the politicians that feed them. Yeah? It is part of the entourage, so to speak. So I don't know what we are going to do in terms of getting rid of that kind of culture, because it is making women folk who would want to join politics shy away, because no woman wants to be in such situations where people are roughing you up and things like that, and your family is at risk. So I think it's something that has come up so clearly now that it is the elephant in the room and has to be dealt with forthwith. Because otherwise, wanawake hata voting is going to be difficult.
Because you've already answered one of the challenges that face women when they're coming for elected seats. Because as I was trying to say was, even if you look at nominated seats, look at Nairobi County. How many nominated slots do we have for MCAs? I think there are 42. How many are ladies? 35. What value are we getting from those 35? In fact, what value are we getting from the 42 nominated MCAs? I mean, look at, we already have 84 elected MCAs. Why do we need another 45? Another burden, another recurrent cost that can be taken and utilized in other, in other developmental,
But you
areas.
see, there was a study, a research that was done by Institute of Economic Affairs some time back when this 2/3 issue was being discussed, but it was commissioned by the National Women's Steering Committee in conjunction with the IEA. And they said it won't take a lot of money for more women to be part of governmental leadership. So the issue of saying that resources are going to be misplaced or misused because more women are going to participate is neither here nor there. And another thing is, women are coming on board because of historical injustices. Then there is the affirmative action that they are given. And the affirmative action has a sunset clause that it is not going to go on forever till women wanawekwa tu. There is a point that will reach that it will stop. So this was just to create awareness and also encourage more women to participate. That is why the issue of having a woman get nominated like at 3-4 times, hizo issues itolewe, unajua? Because ushakuwa empowered the first time umenominatiwa. Wacha mwingine pia
vie the next time.
Sasa we vie.
Yes.
But you see, kuna game ingine pia watu wanangoja nangoja kunominatiwa. You get? Which makes it impossible for other women who also want to be to be edified in terms of being nominated. So people should not fear that this thing will go on forever. There's a sunset clause for that.
True. And I agree with you. And thank you for highlighting also that.
Yeah.
But now it goes now to the women who are nominated
Yes.
in these slots.
And
I
what
mean,
they're doing.
What is the value? What value are we getting? Because we're not looking at the value they bring women by just sheer numbers, but we're looking at the value of, look at parliament. How many nominated women really debate? What value are we getting from them?
And by the way,
Yeah.
let me just say here that the gender issue is not a women issue.
Yeah.
It is both genders. Yeah. So we must not be insistent that wanawake wanataka tu no, it is both genders. So at some point probably it is going to be the men that are saying they want the 2/3 to be realized. Yeah.
which will be something I'm looking forward to. We
During-
want more
Ngumu sana.
women in power. Tunataka wanawake.
because you know it's supposed to be sio 2/3 namaanisha ni at least
A third of either gender.
Yes.
Yeah.
so if it ends up with more than 2/3 women that would be damn.
Yeah.
I think there lakini tunafikiria juu ya the fictional world. Now let's come back to reality kidogo.
Inaweza mwafu.
2/3 in this
madem
society yako yetu.
So issue ni
Haezi
tudilawe
happy.
nao maunk tuko nao hapa au mapolitician wametuchokesha hawa.
Yes.
So
Noe.
cause kitu inafanyana na nini umechikia amekuja mpaka na nini yake jo ya kazi ni kazi. UD amekuja na wheelbarrow kwa studio jo. So sisi tumekuja na wheelbarrow kwa studio, you know, like right now a lot of Kenyans are not happy with the president, yes, but you're walking around with this. Why, if all these things have happened, why are people very unhappy if everything here has happened? Like, because for you to walk around with this, it means you actually believe
Plans are being delivered.
plans are being
believe
delivered.
so much has been done. And I believe that Daktari is going to be re-elected.
Daktari wa mimea
Who is Daktari William Samoei Ruto is going to be re-elected.
kwa nini nalenga nikisema daktari wa mimea?
Very early in the
that
morning.
was a really funny one.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to see? Okay.
Oh, you want to see it?
Yeah.
And
plans I have for you.
I think it's because of hizo kazi nasema things have been done, and
Let's talk about the things
you've
that have been done.
seen
Give
you've
us a
seen
few
how
examples.
by the way, let me just be candid. This regime came in after the pandemic. Yeah.
Yes.
And we've also had the fuel issues.
Yes.
There's so many things that geopolitically have happened that have affected Kenya and the world.
Yes.
You get. And so sometimes we need to cut the president slack that ajafanya. Then our politics is also such that the opposition is always ajafanya.
You do know that the president, pardon me to interrupt, but the president is the one who was blaming Uhuru for high fuel prices when there was a war in Ukraine. So that's just the chicken coming home to roost. No, notice like hiyo ni yake. I personally nishaku hapa kwa hii kitu nikiambia watu that feelings aside, it does not matter who the president was, the fuel prices were going to go up. They went up everywhere around the world, yes? But still, I had to point that out that he's the one who started this. If he didn't start it, akumbuka ile time Uhuru wako, yani mnataka mimi niko huko Ukraine napigana. Unakumbuka, you remember? Yes, so continue. But Uhuru talked about it.
What I'm saying is we need to cut the president some slack. I always say that if we want if we are in a plane and the aeroplane is having issues, and the pilot is trying to steer it in the right way, we cannot be the ones again that are trying to bring confusion that is going to make because if the plane falls, we all umia. You know, sometimes the opposition paka unashindwa, they are absolutely everything. Paka unashindwa hakuna hata kitu moja this guy has done. Personally, as somebody that comes from Luo Nyanza, I will tell you that what he has done in our region has secured his vote.
What has
And
he
those
done?
of the people that I am around,
what
that
has
I
he
am
done?
able
What
to
has he done?
convince.
Na nataka specifics. Unajua sisi sasa tunabonga generally. At least niambie.
No,
I think wajuzi niliona
specifics
ferry.
ziko.
Alileta ferry.
Um,
Inaitwa nini?
nini?
MV something. Niliona kirushwa kwa maji kashiktoka tu.
Sasa
But
unaona problem ni
let's
ati
get
wa
into
Kenya
specifics.
ukisema ati iliyeko ndani ya maji kaanza kufa ikuwa.
Sisi, that's the good thing. It was good. Like, but I just.
But do
I
you
love
hear
the-
enough of it? I keep on saying you can do so many good things, and if you don't make noise about it, people think that nothing is happening. You know, sometimes when you listen to our opposition, you think that Kenya is burning. Unafeel ni kama inchi imeisha.
But that's their work. They're supposed to oppose.
But no, in other spheres, opposition doesn't mean completely opposing everything. Sometimes it is because this is a president that has an open door policy. Ni mtu anaweza sikiza watu. Saa zingine pia endeni mkae na president mumwambie si tulikuwa tunaona ifanywe hivi. But you see, these are people behaving like as if inchi iko pale na wao wako hapa. Inchi ni moja. These are the same people you want to lead. Surely, if the country burns, what next? So I think for me, as Dina, a guy, I'm still very proud of the president and what he has done. And I believe that in his second term, he's going to continue and finish on the projects that he started.
And now that
Yeah.
you're on the losing side, how sure are you he's guaranteed a second term?
Because I know the work that he's done, and as myself, I am busy creating. You've seen I've come with the book, creating awareness kwa mwananchi that si imefanywa, si imefanywa. Saa hii usikia mambo ya mahindi watu wakipiga unga ni expensive. Kuna vitu zimefanywa ndio maana unga si expensive kwa agriculture.
If I'm not wrong, and maybe you can correct me, isi ile shamba ya Ruto?
Unaona sasa?
Amedeliver for himself.
Hiyo si fair.
Zizi.
Atadeliver for himself and everybody else.
You see now, I think what Ian is trying to point out to you is if you people are going to make a booklet, make sure it's not his own, like him, because we all know he's doing well. Najua.
Hii ni ile yake
How
ya
do you
wheat.
know he's doing well? We see his sons with magari ya kifahari, like G-Wagons.
No,
We know
that's
he's doing
unfair.
well. That's not unfair.
Very
That's not
unfair.
unfair.
No.
You see, if I was to give you an example, I think ilikuwa ni prime minister wa country gani ule, like one of these Asian countries, the son went to a wedding and it was very extravagant and the dad had to resign. Political optics are very important, especially in a country that's as divided as Kenya.
Yeah.
When we watch online and we see the son using 2G wagons kama mchezo, we see the daughter with a Bentley. We see our president wearing nothing but Stefano Ricci, which is super expensive. We see his friends wearing nothing but red bottoms. We see your display of opulence. It does not come out to us like someone who's going through our pain. When we see the MPs, the guys from ODM who've just joined the government, go there and want to contribute 10 million. Go like, Buddha, 10 million imetoka hapi. Like, these are guys, like during all Raila's time, hata tushayo anaga Raila kitoa 10 million. Hata Raila iko kwa grave anashindwa. Wadai umetoa 10 million wapi? Unacheki, like, this is what we are talking about. There is a certain level of extravagance that we are seeing. And for the uneducated, it's very simple. Tuko ndani ya serikali. For the educated, we are like, these are proceeds of corruption and these are taxpayers' money being used for political clout. So there's that. But now, I don't even want us to get into that. I just want you to be clear on what has been achieved. Because so far, umeniambia tu juu ya ferry, that means we mwenyewe pia hauko clear. So kama Dina, I don't know kama tuna need kuongeza maji ama nataka kahawa, but I'd want very clear points. Understand? This has happened, this has happened, this has happened. Not wati kama you are fairy middle nimekuenjoy, like be super clear what has happened under Ruto that you feel did not happen under the other presidency. So you've said about him launching a few things in Luo Nyanza. So we've talked about the ferry. Yes? What else?
The pier.
Okay.
The pier in Homa Bay. There's the Wazes now are going to be getting a stipend.
Okay. Yeah. Any wazee how old? Because unajua si tumedai tu nywele tu.
Uko na heri wako.
Tumedai tu jela kakuna do yetu tunaachilia tu tena tunachukua pay alafu tuna so but
walimu for the first time walimu wameemployiwa wengi. I don't have the exact stats but walimu wameemployiwa wengi. Of course zile projects zilikuwa zimestall mingi zao na zingine pia zime
kama projects kama gani?
Zile za barabara.
Okay.
Zimemalizwa hata hii ya Ngong Road si ni kitu nini serikali imefanya poa.
Okay. So hii Ngong Road mnachukua, are you taking also credit for the Ngong Suswa one?
Yeah.
Ile Suswa ile. Umeiona vile inakaa?
Imeharibika sahi.
Yeah.
But hauwezi blame ati kwani Ruto ndiye ameiharibu. Mvua weather imeharibu barabara doesn't mean ati kwani Ruto ndio contractor.
Uongea na president. Kama uongea na yeye there's something that, and I keep taking you back to this because to me it was one of the most eye-opening like trips I've ever taken.
Yeah.
Trip ya China, I did not see any potholes. They go through the same things that we go through. You'll never hear me say that the floods won't exist. Floods will always exist. Yeah. Nature versus humans, nature will always win. So floods will always exist. But their floods don't destroy their roads. That means for Ngong Suswa to look like that, Ngong Suswa ningesema ningekuwa nyinyi, ningesema hii ni barabara ya Uhuru, si tuli open to. I think that because Ngong Suswa started under Uhuru. Yes? And it's been done so poorly, you don't even feel it's not fun driving on. Kuna kwa na njia fulani uko katikati ya inaitwa nini, katikati ya like Kalenjin land, yes? It's the one that connects ukitoka is it Sotik? Ukitoka
Ile Sotik.
Yes, ukitoka ndani ya Sotik ukienda kuconnect to Chabera, Sondu. There's a beautiful road. It's so smooth. And it's like you're surrounded by the greenery ya tea. I don't know what that road is called. You see, if Uhuru takes credit for
Kaplong.
that, I think New York Kaplong. It's such a beautiful road. If I compare that to Suswa is so ugly. You don't look forward to using it. Ushaona hizo picha za Suswa? Yeah, you don't look forward to nini. So hiyo msijitete. Nye make sure mmetutengenezea Mauri Roni na ikuwe poa. But kusikiwa kama hii Suswa, afadhali msitengeneze.
Mimi natumia Suswa. Maybe sijatumia for maybe 2 months now. But
hiyo kitu vile inakaa imejeza Suswa. Ni kama ilitengenezwa na nini sisi watatu.
Alafu tena kitu ingine pia let's just be clear. Mtu akigeiwa job adu job yake poa. Unajua hakuna vile mna expect presidency contractor. Kuna watu wamepatiwa hizo job wafanyi. They are supposed to do them well. Kuna mpaka wale watu wana supervise hizo vitu. They are supposed to supervise them well. Na kama atafanya poa achujwe. So you can't expect that prezi ako everywhere. But you see on this issue, sometimes I sympathize with the president because watu wengine tu wanataka kumgonga. You get?
IKONINI. So nimekuwa nikibonga na wasi wako US. Najua, na wasi wangu wako US jo. Kama bado hujajoin LemFi jo, nangoja nini? Make sure umetumia promo code IKONINI. But saizi, wacha nibonge na wasi wako Europe. Na pia nibonge na wasi wako Brito. Usisahau kuwa join LemFi na tumia promo code IKONINI so that on your first transaction ya 100 euros utabaki umepata 10 euros cashback. Na kama uko Britain, on your first transaction ya 100 pounds utabaki umepata 10 pounds cashback. So nangoja nini? Baki umechangamka. Na usahau kuwa bado ukiwa hizo area za majuu utabaki umepay your bills hapa Kenya. Tuseme unataka kulipia madhako internet ama unataka kumlipia stima, unaweza tumia paybill haraka. Madha anaweza kupigia jua kuambia yuko kwa line jo. Anataka till, yani umwambie tu tuma till number, alafu unaingia kwa LemFi, unabaki umechangamka haraka. So baki umechangamka, fika LemFi, tumia promo code IKONINI. Jia nini? LemFi ni international payments for everyone. IKONINI.
I think
Has he been sympathetic kwa nini? Kwa deductions za payslip?
Acha hata kabla ansa hiyo, angalia Isusu nakwambia.
imetoboka.
When you look at this road, do you feel like, you know what, I want to go for my next drive here? You feel like sasa hii si afadhali nitembee, like it does not.
Nilikuwa naitumia kama bado ni poa.
Ona vile inakaa, like it just looks very uninspiring. Angona hapa inakaa ni kama it's not, mtu ataingia kwa barabara alafu ajipate kwa rough road alafu apate. I'm not blaming him. All I'm saying is, as you guys take credit of stuff, please hii hata achieni Uhuru, kwa zile hapa inaenda Uhuru. Unajua pia msitry kutake credit ya vitu za Uhuru na ilikuwa kazi mbaya. So nyinyi hii Mauri Roni, nimekuwa nikisema that if he does Mauri Roni and he's able to do the SGR to Kisumu, he's going to earn a lot of votes, not because of anything, but because he can then thump his chest and say, I've made traveling to Western Kenya to be easy. Because traveling to Western Kenya is always hell. Number one, it's hell. Number two, it's a death spot. It's like inaitwa ile movie ya naniko inaitwa Death Spot, ile ya Van Damme. Like it's, you are flirting with death literally. If you go through Maimahio, trailers waga zimechukua one lane, so the minute unazajipata huko ndani ya chini ya escarpment is very high. So this Mauri Roni thing would be a game changer, you understand? Even if it's 8 shillings per kilometer, I still think it's worth it if it ends up happening. If the SGR ends up happening, that's worth it. And those are the things na feel like you guys need to be more clearer about. But mkianza kutuambia juu akina Ngong Suswa, we are there like, nah, this road is not inspiring. Alafu pia mkitengeneza, since you guys talk to him, tell him like, why can't we do things like the Chinese? If they can build roads that trailers can use and there are no potholes, we can also, they're the people who come to build us roads here. If they can do it back home, they can do it here. But if politicians have to keep a cut of it, because kitu moja utarealize very fast ukiwa kwa Chinese is they tell you, utaenda wambia mtu sasa nataka t-shirts za 15 bob, atakwambia hizi za 20, mwambie nataka za 15, nakwambia sawa, nitakuletea za 15. Yes, and utakuletea za 15. They always give you the quality according to what you are ready to pay for. So that means that our roads is inaharibika, because we should not be talking about Ngong Suswa kuharibika. It's a new road, but now hopefully you see, angalia kitu kama nini, see they are still maintaining expressway. It's one of the smoothest roads on Kenyan nini. Hakuna kapot, kuna kwa pothole kwa expressway. Lani?
Expressway.
I've not come across a pothole.
Because it's theirs. You see the way they're maintaining it. And they're maintaining for, I think, for the next 30 years. Then wataiachilia. Wakiachilia utaona sisi na ujinga yetu. Utakuwa unaingia pale express, tandika pothole unaenda kwa umeangalia hii side ingine. So these things can be done. You understand? And that's what I feel like nyinyi wale mko close to the president, at some point you guys have to tell the emperor that not everything is right. It's not all rosy. There's a reason why people are angry. One thing that he brought up the story ya nini ya
the payslip.
The payslip. Mimi
kiangalia zile na imeandikwa hapo, if you even go to AI and you said you are sure he's going to be re-elected, but are you sure ule mtu mwenye alikuwa na payslip ya Uhuru government na mwenye ako nayo sahi, because he has all these mandatory Kenyan statutory deductions, NSSF, SHA, affordable NPA, whatever is income tax. So if mse yote anafanya job anaangalia nakatwa all this, you know, he's supposed to look back. Everyone anaona ni maendeleo, akiangalia hii side ni maendeleo, akiangalia SHA, because even one thing hata ndio nashanga, hata we've not even mentioned it, is healthcare. Because hapa ameandika it's affordable healthcare, but is it really affordable? And how many Kenyans have access to actually that healthcare? wakienda to facilities, how are they treated? Are they getting medication? How long do they have to wait for even diagnostics? Where are the doctors? Wako private hospitals. Why? Wamekimbia huko because the mismanagement in government hospitals, it's rotting. It's rotting. Even go to the biggest referral center in Kenya. Unaweza ukifungua macho hivi uko tu kwa factory ya kutengeza tire industrial area. As you can't tell the difference. But a healthy nation is a working nation. And hizi vitu zote zimewekwa hapo, hakuna mtu anaweza participate in farms, in road construction, kwa maji, in affordable housing, even showing up for work and being deducted if you're not healthy. So I think for me, his number
Health
one
is
scorecard,
critical.
number one scorecard
Yeah.
should be health. Now, yes, ameleta an integrated system. On paper, it's very good. In a show, maybe a hospital like Kenyatta is supposed to have 100 beds. So may show up 200 people. You're in SHA, you are catered for, but you're not getting admitted because the system inakata. So I think the first thing they should have done to improve healthcare, improve facilities, make sure there are enough drugs. Ndio, make sure there's this diagnostics equipment. Because ukienda, go walk into any, why are there like waindi wamejaza nini like these diagnostic centers kwa nini? Because you might find like machines like ODGs, they are not working. Zuibiwa uko hivyo by workers na they're not even being replaced. So unapata like even in county level hakuna maybe even machines za kutest some things. Ukienda pale and umeambiwa na daktari, we need this result tomorrow. Ukienda kutest unaambiwa ni aje? You are in line kutestiwa May na ni January. So I think number one, even for the next government, to improve healthcare. Because hii nini would not make sense if you're not having. Na mimi nikigonjeka by the way, and I'm your kin, pia itaku affect. Because now you have to leave whatever you're doing to concentrate with my own well-being. So maybe if they could have just made all these health facilities equal to poor, and then now bring SHA. Sindio, they tested out. And then now bring SHA. Then maybe hapo angekuwa natembea around.
But you see, another
like
thing is
yes,
that we don't also give credit is that hakuna vile vitu zinaweza kuwatia zijawak poa for the longest, alafu ati regime moja ikikam sasa tunataka kufanya overhaul within a span of 5 years.
That's the problem they did.
Hiyo si fair because this thing was started wrong. It has been going wrong for the longest. So now all of a sudden shida zote za inchi ni this one president. It's not fair. And then again, even if you're trying to change a system, it takes time. One thing that people don't understand is things take time. You see hata for roads, sometimes inasemekana itatengezwa, but it takes quite, kama Malina Stay, MCA was making the road, hizo feeder roads. Anasema tutaitengeza by this time. Ukimuuliza ni aje, mbona barabara ijatengezwa? Ati usikii hatujapatiwa sijui budget, ija-approviwa, sijui what. There is bureaucracy in government. So sometimes vitu azifanyiki, not because ati president na leadership inataka kufanya watu waumie, but kuna processes. Na unajua processes za gava vile wani had. It's not easy. You can't just now do things ati because wewe ni president unashurutisha watu kufanya kitu. So sometimes pia sisi as citizens, because we have I keep on saying this office of the citizen is a very important office. There is a way pia sisi we must also be proactive.
Okay.
Hizi systems unaonaga zina work kama hizi za Scandinavian countries. If you go to those places, their citizens also feel that there are things they are supposed to do. but unaona kama sisi for example ile time ya mvua ikinyesha ni nini ilikuwa inapatikana ndani ya masiwa? Mtu ametupa kiti ndani ya siwa. Hiyo pia utakuja kublame watu ati
blame watu wa garbage collection.
The fish rots from the head, yes. So when people feel like the president in quotes the governor is incompetent, the incompetence ends up trickling down. But one of the things that the president assured us when he was getting sworn in was he'd never use the judiciary to settle political scores. He said that Uhuru had misused the judiciary and Uhuru had misused the police. He come to the police, we don't need to get into that. We know about police brutality, still as alive as it was ever was, yes? But now, on the day we are shooting, kulikuwa na hii story, ACC to initiate recovery of 1.5 billion and pursue criminal prosecution in the Ruaraka public land case.
Yeah.
Yes? Anytime that we hear about this, we know we are talking about who specifically? Matiang'i. So ikakuwa the ethics and anti-corruption, EACC welcomes the judgment of the Court of Appeal delivered on 3rd of July, which upheld the decision of the Environment, Land and Land Court, declaring the payment of 1.5 billion as compensation for land occupied by Ruaraka High and Drive-In Primary School unlawful, null and void. The judgment affirms the findings of investigations conducted by the Commission into the allegations of irregular compensation relating to the portion of land measuring 13.5 acres on 2 public schools stand. Investigations established that the land had been surrendered to the government free of cost as a mandatory condition for the approval of the subdivision, blah, blah, blah. So this is basically a case against Matiang'i. So can you say that the president is using the judiciary to settle political scores? Do you feel like that's what's happening? Ama this is just the EACC acting independently?
But see, EACC has its officers. They do their independent investigations. Prezo anaingililia wapi hapo? Unajua pia we need to separate propaganda and real information.
So according to wewe unachukua hii ni EACC?
Because hiyo issue ilikuwa hata before. Si ati ni kitu mpya.
Okay.
It's not a new thing. Na EACC iko na qualified, I believe, officers that are supposed to investigate individuals that are caught up in dubious whatevers and bring them up to book.
So saizi vile EACC wamego after history ya Ruaraka land Ruaraka high school, yes? Wakiamua kugo for land ya Langata primary, you'll still support it?
Mimi I support anything ya haki. Because tukona watu skiza, unajua mwaf anajaribu kuwa mtriki. Mimi sisi tunasema, and the president has been categorical that his regime watu independent wafanye kazi yao. Unajua we are not supposed to mix issues because the cases aujui the details of the cases. To a lay person unaweza ona ni kesi ya land so ni the same. No, the nitty-gritties of each case and their merits and demerits uwezi jua. You get? So mimi Matiang'i kama, and that is if wanaweza mget na issue ama wasimget na issue. These people are competent enough to do that. So let them use the powers that they've been given by the constitution to do their work.
Okay. As someone who supports the government right now, let's assume haukuwa part of Ruto's team. Who do you think is the strongest candidate or opposition? The one that can rattle, anaweza fanya msilale mkifikiria juu kukampainia. And to see, alafu pia nitataka kusikia opinion yao. Like, but let's start with you.
Ule mtu sahihi na feel
anaweza wasumbua. Like wote wakishikana, alafu achague huu moja. Anaweza kuwa ni stress kwenyu. Ni nani?
Imagine hakuna.
Okay. I like the confidence.
Tena ni yani the pool iko tu na hakuna 100%.
hakuna mtu anaweza stress wacha tuanze na Ian nani unafikiri anaweza stress watu like if one candidate was chosen out of all, everyone in the opposition who do you think would be the biggest headache for Ruto and why?
I would say Sifuna.
Okay, why?
Because Sifuna now he has been on the amekuwa kwa amejialign to like representing, he's more appealing to the citizens.
Okay.
Plus also given his age, ulikuwa umesema even why Ruto Raila was a headache in 2007 because he was a bit younger. So pia hiyo like the fact that watu and the biggest turnout sahi wale watu wako na a lot of votes ni the youth. Yes, I would say him, but before it was Kalonzo. But I'm also anticipating a moment like 2002 where even Kibaki was not the most energetic person.
Yes.
So in the midst of confusion, because there's no one, people will just wait for just one name to be mentioned.
Okay.
And then vile ulikuwa nasema, because now kila mtu ako angry, they will rally behind that person with the common goal of trying to uproot Ruto.
Okay. Robo, who would be the headache? Ungekuwa wewe ndio advisor wa opposition and you had to advise them that one person to defeat Samoei, because we both know defeating Samoei is going to be hard. It's very easy on paper, but practicals zinakuwa very unajua unashikaga pale test tube Bunsen burner inakataa kuwaka. So who do you think?
Umeanza swali yako na kuna kitu umeanza na
nilikuwa nauliza like if opposition wakishikana
ukauliza nani
wewe kama wewe ni
exactly.
advisor
Actually hapo nani tena
si wewe
ndio
sikia huyu anataka achaguliwe
mimi nipatie ni kitu
uko ready?
I'm ready. Nini nafanya nsikue ready?
umeva ngepa ya St. Louis, that's the part.
It's 2026 and we are hearing this for the first time.
Utajitangaza.
Ni July.
Nani, opposition kuna mtu yote amejitangaza awana wako left right and center.
Matiang'i
okay, sawa
ndio nasema
number one option ni wewe, number 2 tupatie number
you're running
2
with
2027 and be vying for the presidency of this country. Nini nafanya nyinyi wawili mnani doubt kama neza
kwa sababu unajua ni mtu wa jaba jo ile ni jaba jaba juice but nani utachagua katikati yake now let's
no acha nupatie kwanza for Ian kuna ma errors lakini sasa tutaingilia hiyo si ndio hiyo ni tutaongelea probably later. So to me opposition wakitaka kunisikia wanisikie vile Mwafa amesema na agree kungoa Ruto it's difficult very difficult, it's tight. Najua kuna watu unajua shida kuna watu watakagi kusikia tu kisema
emotions,
emotions
yes.
Now I'll get to that also issue about emotions going by your story at the book umekuja nayo. So number one, Ruto ndio incumbent and we all know anywhere in the world kuto incumbent wani difficult
especially Africa
because anakam na so many advantages over the opposition especially in Africa. Secondly, Ruto sifala. Ruto ni mjanja, is sharp, is astute, like you said, grit, power, energy, anayo, all that. Nambu watu wakisema sijui Robo nini, kumbukeni kwa nini aliwin 2022 na aliwin against who? The best ever, Baba. Unaona? Na mseme Baba sijui alikuwa old. Baba hata 20. Hii ni kama vile watu wanasema Cristiano ni old. Cristiano anza cheza the next World Cup. Baba angevai 22 next year na angepatia anyone a run for their money. So Baba 2022 was very strong and I think more mature, more experienced, but vitu around him zikamwangusha. So Ruto alichapa Baba and he's still there. The guy is wealthier than he was before. The guy has power than he had in 2022. So mkumtoa itakuwa ni difficult, but it does not mean hakutakuwa na competition. Unaona? So for him to have competition ni kama Portugal versus Spain. Unaona? For him to have that competition, the only person who I strongly believe has that I won't say charisma, I won't say energy, but I think somebody who's a statesman, somebody who after the election we will not start complaining, ni none other than Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka. Experience anayo, scandals very few, very few.
si atulize juu after election nauliza
Ah,
nani
anasema,
atafanya Ruto akwe na
ndo
sleepless
hiyo.
nights
Ndo hiyo ndo nasema
Kalonzo.
if the opposition wakisimama wote wakuje hizi wote wa rally behind one person, the only person atawapatia headache ni Kalonzo Musyoka.
Okay, that's interesting because me on the other side, I'd actually agree with Ian that it's Sifuna. Right now, he's very weak. Like alone, without the endorsement of Gachagua, Sifuna is useless, basically, because the Western vote is always very divided. But if Gachagua was to say Sifuna tosha, hata akina madividio atahepa Ruto. Like that would be like he has that youth factor, that Diomaye and Sonko were Senegal factor. He has age on his side, and for once he'd represent something away from the norm. But that can never happen also. Why it can't never happen is Gachagua needs to believe that he can become the president, and an old Kalonzo assures him of that. Yes, a young Nani is at least 10 years of presidency, a young Sifuna. So I don't think it would ever happen, but to me that would be their strongest card. But would it ever happen? No. Why? Kalonzo pia on the other side would never support that. Why? Because this is his last bullet, najua pia for Kalonzo. If he does not get this time, ngoja sana, na Sifuna tuna look at 10 years. In 10 years Kalonzo atakuwa 85. You understand? So with that, it means Kalonzo. And with Kalonzo, I'm sorry to say, but I think he comes back. Ruto comes back.
Hebu ni convince what makes, apart from age, because hapa now we've brought in another way ya ku separate watu.
Yes.
Age. And to me, nikiangalia worldwide, age is not a factor, especially presidency.
Yes.
Na somebody who's very wise. One day alikaka nipatia analysis. Generally tu, akaniambia about presidents. If you have, yeye 2022, alikuwa ana vouch for Raila. Katika discussion, najua the beauty about circles zingine sukua, you have people from from different people, and then mna engage, mnajaribu convince, no issues, ni mna debate. Akatuambia why older people make better presidents.
Yes.
Number one, they don't need to compete with anyone in terms of to get resources.
Okay.
Alitupatia so many why Baba was best at that time. So mina try to understand what makes Sifuna unique, what makes Sifuna the it factor, the way ume romanticize
romanticize
ukasema no
Yeah.
wacha tu niulize mwafe so nataka tu convince me how, cause like I said, sisi tunacheza that age where tuko chini na tuko juu at the same time.
Yes.
Unaona, hatujafika officially middle age, but tunacheza hapo. So I want to understand how Sifuna, cause before Baba died, before Baba's death, Sifuna alikuwa senator, ndio alikuwa na try alikuwa na come out. And I love what Sifuna does kwa public accounts committee. Sindo yo aganule nani?
Cheragei.
Cheragei na Kajwang. Beautiful. Mupenda kuwatch. Those guys are wonderful. That's Kenya's leadership.
Yes.
Muonaga hapo.
Yes.
Including hatu
Cheragei. Wakiwa tatu wanakoga
those guys
hatari.
siwezi penda
They're
kuwa
thorough,
face.
yeah.
The only time naweza penda kuwa face ni hapa IKONINI. Kuzini playing field yetu.
Yes.
Pale watatuchoma. But I need to know Sifuna.
Okay, I think
Okay,
Nini,
Take me through the paces.
How old was
Yes.
Obama akiwa elected
47.
for the first time?
Yes, Obama alikuwa 47.
Alikuwa 47.
With Sifuna, this is what I'm saying. Like, the only thing that he'd do different is he'd inspire. Kumbuka Gen Zs are to register to vote in the numbers we expected. Yes? And kumbuka tribal politics has started springing up. That's why I've told you one thing. Even if he shows up, he still needs Gachagua kusema yeye tosha, so that the mountain goes for him. If the mountain goes for him, and now you'll have the youth vote, the ones who are in quotes tribeless, the ones who are planning to stay away, they'd still vote, and that's how he'd win. Without Gachagua, he's useless, and all of them without Gachagua, they are useless. The only thing nasema juu ya Kalonzo will not inspire people who are not planning to vote. You understand? Kalonzo will still meet a very divided Western Kenya. Western Kenya has always been divided. With Sifuna running for president, what would happen? For once in Kenya's history, Western itavote as a block, Central kata kwa ameniniwa na nani itavote as a block, and now you'll have all these tribeless, leaderless people, and some people who just loved Raila for being Raila. What I feel like, this guy is a student of Raila, and they show up. But still, I keep putting a bat, and the bat is, it's never going to happen. So with that in mind, I'm inclined to believe that Ruto is coming back, and he's coming back why? Because a Kalonzo ticket is not that inspiring. I don't think it's going to push. Sioni kaa kuna msee ataenda kulala. Apart from now, wase wa Gachagua, wale Gachagua watakuwa me-inspire. But apart from Gachagua voters, who else is going to lose their sleep because they need to wake up in the morning to vote for Kalonzo? Kalonzo is not that inspiring.
Mofu, unajua kuna kitu ulisema when an united opposition wakikam behind him, which means hata watu wa Sifuna, they'll need to work hard to ensure that Kalonzo, cause unajua when you say Western, for the first time watakuwa kwa nini moja into aje kwa kikapu moja, that's a huge assumption, bro.
If Sifuna is running for president?
Wait a minute. Western, Western politics are Western go deeper. Zina
Correct.
go deeper. Don't forget, nani anituaje, watu waga, they have, are they 3 or 4 main political outfits?
Ford Kenya, DAP.
Exactly. Na never
ODM iko
kama sahi nani aliwatoka kijana wa Malwa yuko huku, they'll always be wengine wana move up na pale, na the person ule alikuwa anapata kura mingi huko nani ni baba. Unaona?
Yes.
So hata Nyanza kusema one basket zote zitakuwa kwa mali moja ni difficult. Don't forget, mimi kama kuna mtu ongea positive about Sifuna, cause najua Sifuna nini ashafanya. Somebody just walked in randomly akatoka na scholarship 4 years Sifuna. And napenda but politics ya Kenya as we speak.
Yeah.
Wacha tuulize Dina.
Yes, because I was asking.
Sasa si tushanini.
No, nilikuwa nataka kumuuliza pia yeye because you are
after
there
kusikia points zetu, yes.
because you are there in 2002. Before Baba said Kibaki tosha, who was the country's most preferred candidate?
Before Baba said,
Yes, because they had to. We are facing the same scenario because right now
No,
it's
not we are not. But
with
we'll get back to
Gachagua,
it.
with Gachagua.
We'll get to that.
Yes,
Yes.
because now it's like whoever mwenye atakuwa hapo to face Ruto. Hiyo time ingine ilikuwa whoever mwenye atakuwa hapo kutoa KANU.
maybe I should answer that it was not Kibaki. Let me just say it was not Kibaki. And let me also agree with Mwaf that 2002 and now are absolutely apart. It's not the same. Ati people will come out and it will be like that Kibaki thing. It can't. There's so much that has happened and gone down the drain that kind of scenario would not happen.
It was magical. Man.
Yeah,
Damn,
that
day.
was
Good. Kibaki's inauguration. We'll never see that.
So
The
who
same
was
way
the
we'll never see like a Raila funeral. It's the same way we'll never see a Kibaki inauguration. The first one, not the one in darkness.
Yeah.
Yes.
The first one.
Yeah.
So who was the
once in a lifetime,
who was the preferred
never happen
candidate
again.
in 2002 from that camp, from that coalition camp?
Ndio nakwambia, I'll just answer that it wasn't Kibaki. Yeah.
So he
So it
wasn't
was
the
who?
strongest.
He wasn't
It's who
not
it's who people
strongest,
rallied
but
back.
and that is why we are telling you for now, even if Kalonzo looks like he's a weak link and we want to prop him up to have that same reaction of 202. It can never happen.
But
I'm saying possibilities.
I'm not seeing a possibility.
Like,
And why I'm saying...
like, I think Ian was young. Ian was like 11 years old.
Yeah.
Right?
Why I'm not...
shit, Ruto is not what was happening against Moi.
You see,
people
you're
hated Moi. Unajua Ruto it's 50-50. You'll find people that hate him kabisa. You'll find people hated Moi. Like 2002 happened once, it's never going to happen
and there was also a fatigue
the
with
country
Moi.
was so united.
So
Buddha,
the country is not fatigued na this regime.
no
I don't think...
hii ina depend. Angalia nilikuwa na watch speech ya nani ya Joho, and Joho was talking about everything that is a first in Coast Province because of Ruto.
Yeah.
And the same speech ni everything that's a first in Luo Nyanza. So if you take politics, if you take emotions aside, it's
But
not
Maf, nini-
hii kitu ile ina happen.
tukianza podcast,
Skiza.
Maf, tukianza podcast,
ndio nakwambia
ulisema-
wachani ni land
Maf,
wachani ni land
okay, sawa.
let me land
Land, and then-
umebant
let me land
podcast.
yes
Yes.
let me land ile tunatrai kuambia ni I was there in 2001 yes
Yeah.
I was there in 2002 and ilikuwa ni yote yawezekana bila Moi. And Moi had not done anything. See, Moi was very incompetent in a lot of ways. Very many things zili happen after Kibaki aingie. Unajua, kumbuka vile Thika Road iko inakaa. Siku hizi tumedrive on Thika Road for so many times tumekumbuka. Kumbuka vile Thika Road ilikuwa. Hakukuwa na barabara, hakukuwa na water, hakukuwa na water. People wanted Moi out. With Ruto, it depends with where you are. Kuna watu wana feel that he betrayed Gachagua. They want him out. Kuna Coastal Province, for example, enda utafute hiyo speech ya Joho. I remember listening to that speech. This is the first time Coast imepata hii. This is the first time Coast imepata hii. The first time. The same thing nimekuwa nikisikia huko Jakani na kina nani. This is the first time this has happened. This is the first time so for them, it's not the same. Ile they don't have that hatred. They don't have that. They don't feel betrayed. They don't feel what. So huko ni 50-50. It can happen. It can't happen. Nacheki. Ya nani ilikuwa 100%. Like we all knew. Baka ile time, you remember Kibaki threatening nani Moi that watu watenda State House. We all knew he would not, but this is too divided, man. And ulikuwa hizo time haukuwa very young.
That's
Can you say 2000 unaweza compare 2002 na saizi?
No, mi kwanza mwafu hatu umekam kwangu ni wewe unajicontradict
Yes.
Cause kuna tuambia Sifuna akisimama tu
Sifuna akisimama the youth vote the youth vote skiza haitakuwa landslide but he's going to
but umesema
yendo nimesema he's going to give nani a headache anaitwa Ruto but Kalonzo I doubt if the headache is there. There's just something he's not sioni wase wakilala kwa polling station juu ya Kalonzo waswata lala kwa polling station Central. Yes, Central vile kibongajia Central kuna a level of hate and that hate has been transferred. Energy is not lost, it's transferred. So it's been transferred from Raila to Ruto. Energy is never lost, it's transferred. So this energy ya anti-Raila had to go somewhere. And the most unlucky guy ended up being Ruto. So now they are going to kumera. Anywhere else in the world, Mombasa, for once, the government is going to win Mombasa. I have that feeling. Because this dude, that's why Nashinda Nikiambia wase, if you separate your feelings
come back here.
Skiza, if you separate your feelings, this dude is doing a lot. Kumbuka ile time, nani, kuna hii clip imekuwa ikigo round, ya angalia pale Maurironi, hakuna chochote kinafanyika. Have you seen the speed Maurironi inapelekwa? Enda saizi angalia picha za Maurironi, it's going so fast. And this guy, for someone in Western Kenya, if you give them the train and you give them Maurironi, skudanganyi, the fact that Gachagua was betrayed means nothing to them. It means nothing. And that's why I'm telling you, you can never compare 2002 and 2027. 2027, it's about Gachagua being betrayed and this dude looking for other votes to replace Gachagua. It's not the same feeling. It's never. We are never going to have your feeling. Ruto liko 11 years old.
So,
let me tell you.
Now we're talking
that's
about
not going to happen.
2027 now,
Yes.
35.
Yes.
So, tukianza hii podcast we are comparing bunge la mwananchi.
Yes.
Na ulisema, ni wapi mseli nini alafu akasema, tumechoka. You said it's cost.
But
we're talking about fatigue.
nilitumia
Yes.
accent gani ilikuwa kama sapere fulani
no but
Sha understand.
region ni wapi
yeah, ilikuwa cost but
yes
still ni
tuseme
msap. Like,
no kusema hivyo
Yeah.
yes kusema hivyo ni
yeah.
ni you said your time kulikuwa na fatigue so you are discrediting the fact that sahi there's no level of fatigue.
This fatigue but not
I've been talking to a
But
lot of
not
Gen
to
Z.
that level.
Now there was a movement
Yeah.
which was the rainbow movement
Yeah.
back then. Sahi ile movement iko ni one term. It's not even a political party. So nimekuwa nikiuliza watu ama si watu wengi wanasema one term. Is it going to translate to votes?
hiyo one term, hiyo one term.
Ngoja.
Sikiza, hiyo
So
one term.
I've been asking, I've
Yes.
been in trouble because mimi nikipost kwa photo I do hivi.
Yeah.
Hata ile time nakumbuka tukienda nini.
kanituta
Unajua hata nikienda nini? Nikienda I associate with these young people.
Yeah.
yes
Na saa hii hata ukifanya hivi ukipost photo wanaleta
wako na kura
yes they do.
watavote
So watu watatokea. One thing I'm guaranteed ni voter turnout itakuwa more than the previous election.
yeah
So na mostly ni watu gani wako vote last time? The youth hawakutokea.
Yeah.
Hapa kwa hii room, Robo, did you vote? 22.
2022 nilivote.
Me and Mwafi didn't vote.
you
If
didn't
you-
vote
If we bring Zach hapa na ni watu wengi hawakuvote.
yeah
So
yeah.
sahi imekuwa itakuwa it's like ka fashion fulani vile watu watakuwa wametokea maandamano si ndio? So watu wataandamana kwa polling station first time voters na first time voters wamekuwa kifanya ni one term si ndio? But nimekuwa nikiwauliza
Is it the fact
no.
no I believe that's
no
the
nimewauliza mimi niliwaambia mimi ni two term
Yeah.
just for
to get
experiments
there yeah
problem.
nikawaambia okay so now the fact that nikawaambia it's going to be very hard
yes
na si mtu mmoja maybe this like from 20 youth hivi because umesema you're strongly inclined to this one term movements ndio who are you going to vote for nikawapatia issue kama ya Senegal they already had their leader in mind nikamuza who's your leader right now some we don't know tunangoja kuambiwa na sahi you cannot need the euphoric nature ya majenzi siku hizi na pia some with the young people sayo kiambo tu kitu ya tu kutokea kufanya watatokea na watatokea in the name of let's go and frustrate this person because we believe it's hard na hii narrative yenye itakuwa ni hard building to next year ile kitu watu wataona itakuwa so impossible watataka kutokea na kufrustrate but itakuwa if one of our watu wenye watakuwa kwa nini united opposition watakuwa endorsed na Raila wa this time which will be Gachagua but if that doesn't happen then Ruto is going to come back.
okay Ian ni kitu moja nataka kuambia follow politics mingi sana America 20 when was the American election 2024
yeah
there was a poll that was done amongst white males and white males were asked who would win, who are they going to vote for. A lot of white males said Kamala. Why? Because saying Trump was unpopular. Never believe the bullshit. Wase wengi wanakuambia
correct
one term ni two term people. There's a lot of them but it's not cool. You can be cancelled. Since you can be cancelled, did you in your lifetime think Morara was going to join Jubilee? Don't believe the hype. Na ndio nakwambia anyone who tries to relate this to 2002 is making a huge mistake, and anytime you think about that, Ruto wins because that it's not the same feeling on the ground. Umse bila nakwambia I think kuna uboy anaitwa Ramzi, najogo Ramzi Rama yuko online, go and check post aliandika last week akiambiwa say pa nini emotions aside akiambiwa say look at the projects this guy is doing. This is what he knows he's lost the mountain, so what he's doing is he's looking for all marginalized areas and making sure he's doing things that have never been done before. Akina Wajir, akina what Walalo what a vote in huge numbers. If you ask Hanifa, Walalo ni wanta ukikuwa nao kwa ground. Nakumbuka ile time tukiwa pale I think tulikuwa na wewe tukibongana ule msee akituambia jo yenyewe anajua tu like huko. Nilikuwa na mawalalo wengine pia maside za China. Aliambia the same thing. On the ground for once they feel like Kenyans. And remember they've been complaining that their numbers don't make sense because they marry 4 wives. their numbers don't make sense.
You've been
For once they're
multiplying.
getting IDs at a rate, even the Kenyan ones, leave alone at the Somali ones, the ones who are illegals, the Kenyan ones are getting IDs at a rate that has never happened before. Underestimating some way. Like if I was in one of those cabinet ninis, I'd tell people, underestimating this guy is going to be at your own peril. Why? Not even about rigging. It's about he's trying to do things. He's noticed haezi pata hii vote moja, so he's looking for everything. Hapa mjaipata hii chukueni, ya mjaipata hii chukueni. Sikudanganyi, ukisikiza kina Orengo utafikiria ujakani ni one term. Iyo SGR ikifika Kisumu putajo itakuwa game changer ingine. I don't know if you understand, like cause wasolala kwa barabara, wasolala kwa ile baro ya kwenda wote. Unajua hizo kunkate one of the funniest weekend updates ilikuwa vile wasomelala unakale rapture ki create some. So ndio nakwambia Ian, this we cannot relate those two because this is according to me it's 50-50, it's in the air. Ya 2002 was not in the air. It was as soon as hata ingekuwa ni robo tosha kila mtu angevotia robo. This time it's not the same. This time is this person tosha, and it's like is this person. Don't forget there's a lot of woke people, and to those woke people Kalonzo is not an option. Kalonzo does not represent change, and those woke people will stay home. In 2002 there was no staying home. Everyone wanted Moi out. If you relate those two scenarios, you may fail. It's not the same feeling. Saizi ndio nakwambia, like even me saying these things, I'm saying them, it's unpopular. Like it's like kubonga juu ya inaitwa nini, kubonga juu affordable housing, you understand? Robo nanga tukienda kuangalia Talanta Stadium and ukipita Talanta you look like this is like a beautiful magnificent whatever. So hizo ndio tunakwambia, like he knows how to do this, so he keeps it heavy. It ends up being 50-50. Hasa wamepata hao. Umecheki picha za Mkuru kwa jenga usiku vile zimeanza kupostiwa. So Ian, don't relate those two things. I understand it's easy to relate, but it's don't. Like 2002 we were there, and I'll tell you what, people wanted Moi gone. Like saizi naonaga some people want Ruto gone, and they're like nah, you can never compare. Like hata kampo tulikuwa kampo your time. Tulikuwa kampo your time. Everyone Robo naona umenyamaza. Unaweza compare 2002 na hii feeling iko saizi.
Unajua most of 2002 sikuwa Kanairo.
Yeah.
But mwafu wewe kwanza kuna maswali kadhaa niko nazo.
Yes.
Especially to because they've talked politics. So now I want us to go a bit deep into politics kidogo. But first of all, nilikuambia why Raila lost. Because some of his voters never went to vote.
Yes.
Look to your right. Kidogo tu angalia left hapa. These two
hawakutumia nini
hawa wawili walikuwa vote Raila but hawakuenda kuvote.
So mi waga na memory mbaya sana. So hiyo siku nakumbuka niliamka napata ID yangu and somehow I could not get my voters card. I was able to get it baadaye. So that's how nioneka kuja kuambiwa like, oh Buddha, you don't need your voters card to vote, you only need your ID. So now I have my ID and I'm going to vote in 2027.
You're ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Do I know who? The only difference is, do I know who I'm voting for? No, I don't know who I'm voting
by now
for.
you don't know.
I'm not one term, I'm not two term. I'm going to make a decision then. Zero emotions. I always look out for myself. So at that point I'm going to look at the candidate that best suits me.
Okay.
So if someone is able to come aseme ata reduce taxes, alafu maybe anaseme content creation takuwa tax free, hiyo ndio ndavotia. So like I vote for my own personal interest. I never vote for everyone else. What affects other people, yoni kila mtu akivote for their personal interest, we'd have the best leaders because we all vote for who's best for us. Correct. Not who's best because I've been told they're the best. So yeah,
I think hapo umesikia mwafu amefanya kitu hapa kwa show tunitaga mtupe msanye. Ametudanganya. Mambo ya kadi. I mean, the guy has been voting since 2002. Ye kutuambia sijui alipoteza
memory yangu
card nini.
Umseojuaga memory yangu jo. Na hii kitu moja ni vile tu siwezi hatuwezi pigia wife tumpigie, anaweza kuambia muaga na hiyo ujinga ya Musa hau vitu. So this time vile sasa ili happen na nikaambiwa
ukanote.
Sasa najua like hizo zingine zote nilikuwa naendaga na both because I used to assume that you need both. Of course I'd end up using only one. So this happened, Robo. Tusinini juu yake tunanid kurelease.
Exactly. Lakini
but we'll get back to that. Hiyo tunaweza tu tukiwa solo.
Lakini nakumbuka China ina portal, lakini ukumbuki unaweza
China ni majuzi. Niko China majuzi.
So there's something I wanted to bring up about Kenyan politics. Alafu hata Ian alikuwa ameileta, Mwaf pia anaileta. But before I get to that, when we talk about the president's tenure since he came to office, he's done a lot. He's really done a lot when we're talking about now the physical development, because these are things that can be seen. True. And we know things that can be seen endear to humans more because tumeona. But we all know that things that can be felt and even much deeper to humans than the physical. That's why we are so religious. What about emotional development from the president? Have we
what he has scored in terms of the
emotional development,
people's emotions?
Yes,
and that is what I was. I think Mwaf has alluded to it when he was talking about coast and traditionally marginalized areas feeling that now they belong. I think you only feel that you belong when you feel that you've been included. And you feel included when certain things are done and you're recognized. One of the things that the president has done so well is bring on board areas that for the longest, kama ile kupeleka, what celebration? It was a national celebration that was celebrated in Wajir. That is, you see, when and he decided to go himself. You see the impact of seeing government and top leadership of government in your area for the first time. It does something to your psyche, whether we like it or not. We've said here that politics is optics, and it does something, and you could hear the people saying how happy they were. You get? And that is etched in here and here. So he has done so much in terms of that. For the Luo Nyanza, we can't even overemphasize what he has done. Because just being able to visit that area a gazillion times as president has made we've been forgotten by past regimes for years. Yeah? And for us to have the opportunity of having the president so many times come and be with us and go to fish mongers and go to the pier and sit with the right honorable prime minister and just relax in that area, and even have a state lodge in those areas that is going. Now he's building state lodges. Those things to the psyche of the locals are etched. Yeah, and emotionally they do something, even in terms of voting. Yeah, that we cannot deny. But of course, we are also seeing that so many of our citizens from Nyanza area, Luo Nyanza, are now even for the first time getting, some of them didn't have IDs. For the first time, they're looking forward to going to vote, because we've tested, I can firmly say here that Luo Nyanza people have tested government, and it will be so hard for them to not want to feel what they're
test government.
But Luo Nyanza was in government in 2007.
Yeah.
You know, but my question will be, a follow-on will be, His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta came from Kiambu,
Yeah.
Which is at the heart of the mountain.
Yeah.
There's a massive development
Yeah.
in Kiambu. He lives there. He has a home in Gatundu. That's his home. He can walk around, on foot. But still, in 2022, the mountain did not listen wholeheartedly to him. They still gave their votes to the current president. What makes you think the current foray into Nyanza and other regions will ensure? Because I'm trying to look at the emotional credit, emotional debt that a voter will have with
For Uhuru, why they, and this is being honest, because sometimes you see when you're honest, you're cancelled. I don't want to be cancelled, but I choose to be honest. For Uhuru, it was clear that working with Baba was not feasible for the central people. And I want to believe that even the current animosity is largely the fact that Daktari is focused and has included Luo Nyanza developmentally. Like we said, we work very well with central people. They are brothers and sisters on many other things.
What
I
are
disagree
these
na wewe.
developments in Luo Nyanza? Because we started with that, and the only thing maybe ilimention hapa is a ferry. What hizo vitu zingine ni gani in Luo Nyanza? Because Mwafa alikuwa anasema, can you explain one by one? Tuseme me, like I will tell you, I come from Kiambu. Na I don't even have any animosity nikisikia barabara inatoka hapa inaenda huko. It's my pride. That's Kenya. But apart from that road, na hizo vitu zingine ni gani yenye wananchi wanaangalia wanasema enyewe hii place has benefited, and it should. Is that it actually it needs to benefit.
But you've not had a legislator from Central ask in public that trying to go and
no, I'm asking you.
No, you've not had an elected leader talking in public and saying money, our taxes will be wasted to put up an SGR. You've not had. That's a leader
said
talking
that?
like that.
Who said that?
I can't remember, but there's a lady that said that. I don't know if it's the woman rep. There's a lady from Central who said
what's
that.
that to do
And
with
people
Leo?
are like, but the same taxes that even our areas remit built Thika Road. Yeah? So why is it that when it's going, then they've also been complaining that the president keeps on going to Luo Nyanza, yet Luo Nyanza people didn't vote for him. It's one country, you get. So I don't understand why there's animosity when the leadership tries to because right now
What are these goodies?
the goodies are like I told him.
Kenyans don't actually care kama ni Maura Rieda ama
It's I think it's Amos Kimunya apparently who said it was ill-advised. He didn't say it's a waste of money.
No,
He said there isn't any economic activity along that railway to guarantee returns in the foreseeable future.
Imagine.
So
when you
that-
say that as a leader who's
but I
been
think
in
by
government,
that time alikuwa shatoka
but you still have influence. You
because
see,
apart from that I don't see anyone else who's
there's a lady
say
that
that?
said that.
because hapa
Yeah.
ni
There
okay, at
is.
least according to Nini Amos Kimunya
Yeah,
alisemaga it
he
would
said
be
that.
ill-advised. He didn't
Yeah.
say that it was
Imagine ati ill-advised. How can you say that? Ati it's because ati hiyo nini ati aina hiyo belt aina biashara. How? You see, those are the kind of utterances that when a community hears, it leaves a bad taste in the mouth. You get, and the community feels that they are still being being targeted, and it's not like as if they should get development and others are the ones that are entitled to development. So I really believe that for me, like he said, Daktari has tried to bring on board every community, even those that we wouldn't have thought. And historically, it's very clear that we have been, because of our position before, Luo Nyanza was not very well treated. I think you can agree that that is true.
Mm-hmm.
Or you feel that they were treated well.
But
no,
it's
not.
the way it's like I believe a community benefits infrastructure wise, but not the way you explained it. But at right now, he can be able to go and sit down with someone, and spend time. I think
you see,
yeah, that's my opinion. Like a community should feel like they've benefited na government fulani because of better road networks, good hospitals. You get it? Not just at now we've tumekumbuka this community, but making multiple visits there and being on top of a Land Rover.
My dear, politics is optics. For the longest time,
they might benefit
the
like
past
that.
regimes.
Okay.
You understand, from Kenyatta up to now Ruto. You understand the history and the bitter history from that time. You understand? Mm-hmm. And it was even difficult for past leaders, top leaders, just visiting. That visiting, usichukue tu ati ni visiting.
Yeah,
it is very, very important. Yeah? That is why unadhani president anatoka hapa anaenda Wajir, haezi tuma mtu. Anajua mbona anaenda huko, na anajua hao watu anataka wamuone kwa nini. You get? So in politics unaweza ona vitu zingine mtu anafanya unaona ni ufala, but anajua utaona results mwisho.
Zile ni mtupe msani.
And then tupe msani technique.
Atasema
Mimi the only time niko na furahi budango ikuja visiting, ataleta kitu iko different from the school menu. I didn't care kama amekuja ama ametuma nani, but I just want that change. Unajua? Not just you showing up.
But do you know, the same leaders tena pia walikuwa na complain ati siku hizi yuko tu huko na hata huku ashughuliki. Unadhani wana complain kwa nini? Unadhani mbona watu leaders wanataka prezo ama top leader aende kwa constituency zao kama it's not important? Si anaweza patiana tu do endo peani.
I think times have changed.
Another thing I wanted to address is the issue, your analysis of how Sifuna and Kalonzo.
Mm-hmm.
I think haiwezi. For me, Sifuna is a good orator.
Same as Ruto, as you said.
Ruto is an orator, mobilizer, an organizer. He's won elections in very tough,
Okay.
Sifuna hata back home ashawahi win.
Alishinda Nairobi.
Kishashinda Nairobi.
Umeanza?
Hapana, niliwaambiaga, I think sijui nikiwaambia vipi. Niliwaambiaga Sifuna kwa Nairobi initially.
Yes, alikuwa Kandui.
Alafu ndakakam.
Kandui alilose.
Si Nairobi alishaka kuja.
Is he an elected member?
Kandui I think alilose nominations ya ODM. Haku lose election.
Enda kachezwa 1-2 Kanairo.
Yes.
So Kanairo, but away from
Robo
that.
kumemaliza nini?
Alafu another thing.
Yes.
As much as ana excite kuna quotas ana excite
Gen Z.
mimi na sijui kama ni Gen Z wote ana excite wale watu bado waelewi siasa vizuri, because kuna vitu mob bado yani hajakokota. let me use that word ajatokota
wakenya hata huwa understand
ajatokota
ballot
sikia ajatokota politically unajua saa zile siasa itaenda sasa ni siasa real ndio mtajua Sifuna atakimbia kutafuta senate mbio na I hope by the time anakimbia itakuwa ijachukuliwa na mtu mwingine
Robo, usilose your train of thought. Itapotea, itumie.
No, hiyo siasa real anatuambia. Unakumbuka nikisema nataka kuingia kwa politics.
Yes.
Hiyo siasa real ni ile siasa muambia the Kenyan politics.
Yeah.
Which I think pia na madama na espouse sana. Tutakuja, kuna time inakuja, malifu na kuja kuwa whipped, na kuwa chiseled, na kuwa fashioned around ethnic voting. Sikudanganye. Hiyo ndo ubaya tukono Kenya. Ndo nilikuwa nataka kurudi kwake nimwambie.
Yes.
I remember you told us you are in which party first?
I was in
Safina.
Safina.
Mwafa alafu takamkwako.
Yeah.
You were in Safina and then you moved to?
ODM.
And then?
UDA.
Why did you skip all these parties?
She got tired of losing.
In Safina, I felt that at that particular time, my political expression was needed to expand. You get? Because you see, political parties are very powerful. And sometimes, now one thing I always say pia, hakuna political party ati ndogo ama irrelevant. Kuna time hata hizo ndogo ukuja zinakuwa important. But at that particular point nilifeel to move vile tunafaa kumove. You get? And then there's the reality also of kuna political parties zile tunasema ni bigi. Unajua? So unafika point fulani unataka kukua kwa hizo formations. You get? Because they also offer you an opportunity to unaweza grow faster in terms of hata hiyo kupata position and things like that. Unajua saa zingine hizi small zinaitwaga others. Si kwa madharau but zinaitwaga others because azichezi kwa pool ile ni kama Democrats na Republicans. Una understand? Si ati America ina party zingine but huku ndio hawa wawili ndio wanaonekanaga. You get? So because you want to grow in terms of your politics, I felt that I needed to move to ODM. Alafu that time nilikuwa sana na align na baba. You get? Na ideology yake na nini. But later on nakwambia nikaona haiwezi. Nikaona ni join the next person that politics yake ilikuwa inani excite na naona ni mtu ana energy nataka kukua part of your movement yake was Ruto. So I joined Ruto. Yeah,
at Safina you are the second most powerful person in that party. What was Safina's political ideology?
Social Democrats na nini but also ukiingia kwa political parties ndio unakuja kurealize pia political parties pia ni aziko democracy ni nadra kwa political parties because unaweza kuwa we ni masa uko kwa hiyo position bigi but decisions pia
No, I don't want the administration. I just want the ideology. So, can you explain to some of our young
social democrats
what did you believe in?
Vitu kama chapter 6 of the constitution, vitu kama hizo, we believed in universal whatever of human rights. We believed that is vitu poa that women also had a place to contribute in nation building. Women in and another thing that impressed me was that Safina ilikuwa na women that had been in positions in the party kama Njoki Ndung'u, Josephine Sinyo was blind,
Yes.
but alikuwa nominated through Safina. So nilikuwa naona ni party ina respect women and things like that. Yeah, so nikaona alafu tena I'm an activist. So ilikuwa ni chama iko na historia ya activism.
Okay. And then at some point you shelved all that, and then you moved.
I didn't shelve.
You moved to ODM.
I didn't shelve.
No, I'm saying you shelved because when you move political parties, you move political ideologies. So you moved to ODM. So what was ODM's political ideology?
ODM ilikuwa bado tu ni the same. Alafu another thing you have to understand is, unajua sisi hatujafika hiyo stage ya ati bado watu wanaenda tu ati mimi ni Republican na mimi ni Republican. You get? As a nation as a society hatujafika hiyo stage. But that doesn't mean ati siezi toka Safina na ni join ODM, because I always say bado kama sahi there are people who say basi you're not a human rights defender because una support UDA. I tell them I am still the same Dina. I still have the same principles. You get? And again, these political parties, si ati hizo were different sana. Unajua? Ziwagi ati that difference kubwa. You get? But it is in what they are doing that unataka kujoin. So at that time nikaona ni join ODM because nilikuwa napenda vile baba, and then the issues that tulikuwa tuna deal nazo as a nation zilikuwa zina align na my activism and all that. But then BBI came, then nikaona hiyo mambo ya tena positions nikaona siwezi.
So you got to a turning point vile uliona BBI iko na bring so many positions, so you decided now to go to UDA.
Nika decide
what
sasa,
is UDA's political ideology?
I think even sisi pia tu ni social democrats and we believe in, ndio maana nakwambia what we believe in uzuri, kila mtu anataka tu hiyo uzuri. It is how hiyo uzuri inafanywa. That is the issue. So nikaona nitoke ODM niingie UDA. Na pia nikaona ni kama energy imeshift. Daktari alikuwa sasa anakaa mtu anaweza move vitu, yani mtu ako na ile, unajua ile hutspa, yani una energy na ni kama ako ready for change and all that.
You know, you've explained to me what bedevils Kenyan's politics, because even your movement has been not because of an ideology, and you being at such a high level. It has been because, number one, you was looking for power, which for politicians in Kenya might be what they're always searching for, power. But you represent people, and these people need to know what you espouse. And that's why I always credit Raila for one thing. Yeye alikuwa tu ni baba. Na watu wake, they were indoctrinated to him. And unakumbuka skule nilipatia na two things about Kenyan politics. Kasema Kenyan politics divided into two. Kuna watu wa baba, pro baba. These are people who are willing to make costly sacrifices for him. People who are willing to die, walikuwa naenda kwa street because of him. They were into him as a person. That's why he passed on, na watu wanyanza wakabaki chaotic. Then so Luos were into him 100%. Kuna other areas mali watu walikuwa so much into him than hata Luos, but I'll focus on Luos because huko ndio home ground, home turf yake. Then there were Kikuyus. Kikuyus were radicalized into themselves. As anyone ule atasimama itakuwa ni yeye, ndio huyo. That's why say wanatafuta the next one. They didn't have so the disadvantage Luos walikuwa nao, it was one person. He's gone, hakuna mwingine. Kikuyus, there'll always be another person ule atakuja kusimama in that position, and they rally behind that person. But Kenyan politics, we've always been, politicians play a ping pong game with us people. You've said we are not we also ichama moja inafanana na ingine. Political parties are supposed to be as different as day is to night. Democrats and Republicans are so different. We are in power, you feel it, even in Kenya. Trump, Republican, he came to power. We are feeling it in Kenya. The whole world is feeling it. When Democrat akikuja, the entire world will feel it. Locally, inafai chama ikikuja, tuna feel the difference so much. Mpaka unasema, enyewe, hii ndio chama iko na values that I espouse. But because we don't have ideologies, tunaruka kwa kitu ingine, tribalism. Saa hii wote hapa, Mwafa amesema, Ian amesema, tunangoja kuambiwa nani tutapigia kura. Sisi hapa we are all educated.
Yeah.
We are learned. See, we represent the modern Kenya and the modern world. How kama tuja decide, mtaja kaa chini na kafikiria enyewe mimi huyu akivai, huyu ndo mimi nampigia kura. Why are we sitting waiting for mtule tunangoja kuambiwa? What makes us different from Luos? Wale walikuwa nangoja baba amesema ndo tufanye. What makes us different from Kikuyus? Ule alikuwa nangoja one of them asimame ndo ampigie kura. What makes us different from those two communities? I'm talking about those two communities because hao ndio the two horns za Kenyan politics. Unaona? What makes us different? Nothing. So our politics determine our prosperity, our future, and who we put in power.
Unfortunately.
But sasa the people kama tako tunaendelea na hiyo, we are not decided, we don't even have ideology, and that's why there's something that nani alisemaga, kuna bill nani alikuwa analetaga, what is it called, PS for health, CS for health, Duada and Duale, when he was MP, Rema in 2022, alikuwa analeta bill ya kusema all political parties should state their ideologies, zijulikane hii chama inasimamia hii. But wanasiasa wa Kenya ni wajanja, wakajua hapa tutashikwa, wakaishelf ikatolewa. Unaona? And that's something that's why Musema, this guy is a brilliant guy. Unaona? But ukisema hivi utambua we sijui nini. But I always go with facts. And one of the key factors as we speak as Kenyans, sahi watu wanangoja their tribal leaders wakuje whip into line. People, hakuna mtu anakaa na angalia objectively, mimi I stand for this, my values are this, nataka mtule ataka hivi na hivi. Mwafa amesema anangoja mtu atakuja mwambie internet itakuwa free, tutakuwa tunakuja hapa IKONINI, kila mtu iko na una salary ya 250k per month. Promises, and then they will not happen because our wote wanaingia gana promises. They come, they tell us they'll do this, wakiingia hata themselves wanapata vitu ni tofauti, si vile walifikiria. When you're out of that office, unaona ndafanya hii. When you're in, you realize ukweli kwa hapa. And to leaders, my advice always itakuwa ni, do not promise us 20 things. Promise us 3 things. And then deliver on those 3. When you promise 100, people will judge with the 100. And then you'll fail to deliver on 50. You deliver on 50. Bado raia, humans are humans. Watasema, hukumaliza. 3, deliver on the 3. And then that's it. But as Kenyans, na we umetuonyesha, tunasongaga next year, we don't even know which political parties we're going to vote for. Uonga mkweli. Yeah, we don't know which political parties we are going to vote for.
Because even UDA might be ditched, might be rebranded. Saa inaweza kuata ni hiyo Safina boat yenye ulitoka.
Safina ndio itakuwa seko juu.
Yes. But sasa tukimalizia, wewe mwenyewe una plan tu kwa UDA ukiclap ama unataka kuingia kwa the arena?
ati nikiklap.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Let
Ama
me
una plan kuingia kwa the arena and
Hapana,
if you're
kabla
entering the
jibu, kuna
arena
chama inakam. Hii chama ni powerful sana. Ndio hata vai nayo.
Inaitwa?
Inaitwa Iko Nini.
yeah
Una hata mematch nayo.
Oh my god, ati iko nini?
Yellow
Ati
corner.
leader wenyu
Uko
ni nani?
Party leader ndio wewe.
Ati tunaleta party leader.
tunaleta
Oh my
maendeleo
God.
Eka, yeah. So Dina unaingia kwa ring ama zi
Mi nitaingia kwa ring.
unavai for wapi
Nitavai Kibra.
why Kibra
For today, juu naishi Kibra.
oh okay
Hiyo area.
Ule ni mtu ulienda huko last week ama umeishi huko miaka moja?
Hapana, nimeishi huko for quite a while. So naelewa hiyo terrain, naelewa watu wa Kibra wanahitaji nini. Na naona natosha.
Okay,
Nimekuwa kwa siasa for long. And I believe I've vied as a women rep in Nairobi, so I believe I have what it takes to be member of parliament for Kibra and to, you know,
do they know you're vying watu wa Kibra ushajiintroduce
nitaji-unveil, but sasa mi ni mtu so many people wananijua because of the background, my background, having worked in the community for quite a while.
okay
I am not a new face in the community work sphere. Human rights activist, women's rights advocate, mental health champion. So I've done a lot in the community.
okay
And I believe I have what it takes. I also have the passion to see certain things change in the community. And they may not be very new things or out of this world things,
yes
but they're small things that tangibly changes the life of a common person.
okay
Yeah, because we also know that in Kibra we have the wards that are a bit upmarket,
okay
but we also have the informal settlement. And that is
apart
where
from Ayany kuna ingine kweli ile iko up market
no, but Kibra is golf course, Woodley.
Woodley pia
Yeah,
okay
so those are
hizo
areas.
za Woodley zimeanza kutengenezwa hizo nyumba hizo ma affordable za kanjo zimeanza kutengenezwa
Kuna zingine zilikuwa zinatengenezwa tukadhani ni affordable na kumbe si affordable.
si za
So
kanjo
hizi karibu na nini, karibu na Prestige, hizo si affordable.
si affordable
People used to think that they're affordable.
Hizo ni high.
basi ni za
So
kanjo
si ni mradi ya gava lakini
Si ya kanjo?
Mradi ya gani? Si ya gava.
si za county government ama
I don't think so.
Hizo
ni how
no
many
doubt.
floors
Inaenda
ni wanauza what is it called, condos, hizo
like how much
4.5 5M. Yeah, najua hiyo area ni very up market.
prestige area.
but 4.5 ms ni good
But hiyo
Like,
ni
how big?
kidogo bado.
hiyo ni
Hiyo ni
lakini
kidogo,
inaweza kuwa
hata
more
mi
expensive.
ujiuliza wameweka hiyo nini, hiyo plaque ni
I think hizo ni
kidogo
maybe from
sana.
alafu zitakuwa ni studio.
yeah ni from hizo thing
From
ni
alafu
studio.
ni
Hizo si
studio.
ati hao ati
Cause kile ikuwa ina happen Woodley kulikuwa na hizi nyumba zilikuwa ground floor sindio?
Yes.
Hizo si-
zikabomolewa
zilibomolewa
Watu walitolewa.
zilibomolewa on both sides of the road ama one side of the road
Both
both?
sides.
one side of the road,
one side of the road on the right side
on the right.
yes unajua ukitoka prestige on the right
kutoka
side
prestige on the right.
Yeah.
yes hizo ndio zilibrekiwa so hizo ndo nasema cause hizo nakunga ilikuwa ni Sakaja. I remember Sakaja pushing that like kanjo ina take over so nilikuwa na expect ikuwe ni like more of national housing corporation type
Yeah,
houses
hata mi nilikuwa nadhani hivyo.
so mnasema
Sasa
lakini zinaenda
sijui
floors
huko
ngapi?
ndani, I don't know
So
huko
tunafaa
ndani.
kutembea tu tucheki
I think
huko
hata
ndani.
tutembe huko probably hata tunaweza tembea naye ndo tuone.
atuonyeshe vile atabadilisha Kibra
Shida
Mimi
nikisema
nilisoma Kibra kwanza by the way ilikuwa OEPS unajua OEPS Olympic Estate.
Okay.
Primary school
Na
kuna
mina-
tandikwa kama
hii anapa hakuna kona yote hatujui Kibira.
Okay.
Hiyo
Yeah,
pitia
in and
huko hizo organization almost all organization schools
Yeah,
nini.
it's true.
Hizo huko
Community
Kibira,
leaders.
Yeah.
hata juzi tumekuwa na nani ule madamu wetu ana ule alikamna Sami
yes
yuko na organization
pale ile
pia
yake
huko.
ya
Yuko na
Inaitwaje?
shule ya dancing very
okay.
nice
Yeah.
very nice school.
Yeah.
Unajua mwafu nikuwa sema hivyo juu leo nimekuwa Ngong Road. Shida nikisema mwafu nimekuwa Ngong Road nikapita pale ile overpass ile overpass mpya iko poa, ni kama hii ya nini ya Lang'ata Road but it's a bit bigger but ukitoka juu kiship Talanta inatokea poa teremka very nice road hiyo
okay.
So ni raundi poa sana tunaweza make. Alafu Kibira tembe Lindi tembe hizo Olympic Kayani
si
zote,
utatuinvite
Katwekera,
dinner tutembe na wewe
Makina.
Kibra
Oh,
tujue
invite.
what you're planning to change there and good luck although I think selling UDA in Kibra is like selling blood to a stone lakini maybe you'll surprise us.
But ntawa surprise because siezi jidita just because ati it's a nini presumably ODM
Plus
zone.
it's post Raila so
anything can happen.
Yes, so that's I think that's the advantage you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
so
And the main issue also is for me why even I decided to vie after the promulgation of the new constitution was because we keep on as women we kept on telling women
yes
semina mnawaambia simameni so inafikaga point pia wewe unaonyesha practically that this thing can happen and I can tell you unaona vile watu huongea juu ya politicians jaribu kuvai ndio utawaheshimu the process and the experience will teach you something when you decide ni posta yangu naenda kui-mount somewhere when you decide unaenda kumeet voters for real na unataka kuwa convince na ukitoka wanakuambia si utuachie you will start understanding in real time what politicians go through and I always say as much as we have issues with politicians ukiona mtu ameingia kwa hiyo nyumba mheshimu hata wale si usema kunaga kitu wanasema mheshimu watu wengine I think wana hiyo time wana gather breath first because dealing with Kenyans is also not easy.
Not easy. Very true, very true.
We are a very peculiar people
And that's why we are saying by the time if next year as we build up goons will have taken over.
yes
Will be whipped along ethnic lines.
correct
Kila mtu atakuwa nataka 100-200 it will be so chaotic and only those who know how to wade around the chaos are going to emerge and go to the
absolutely
to go to parliament.
Yeah.
But what I'd like to argue is tell other ladies we need more women to vie.
I
Because
keep on saying
there's
that.
something I'm seeing in women leadership, especially the good women leadership. Somebody like Crystal Asige, somebody like Sabina Shege is also very solid.
yeah
Our women rep, Nairobi women rep,
Yeah.
when it comes to work, she's really done a lot of
Yeah.
good work. Problem ni now when you have to make politically inclined statements. Now that's where you make mistakes. But Pandya job, Pasaris,
Yeah.
I really credit her because I'm always kwa mamta. Na
Yeah.
naona how mothers and all that. There are certain lady, even CSs. I remember like former CS Amina. Alikuwa anafanya job vizuri sana. Kuna wale who have done a lot and they're doing good. Because pia si tumechoka nao men because ni mawash wanakuja na pesa wanamwaga kwa ground na wana goons. I'd rather have a decent lady come in ule ata represent interests zetu na kienda parliament atenda kuongea. Hiyo excuse wanaingia wanalala wanatusahau wanajua watakuja tena ground waribu vijana wavutie.
but let me also emphasize that democracy is expensive.
Yeah.
And let's not pretend that money is not needed in politics. It's a lie. Money is seriously needed in politics because even in terms of logistics alone, you must have money. So I think as women, we just need to strategize well and also have allies that can support us in the kind of work that we want to do. But telling women that utavotiwa juu unapendwa, it doesn't work like that. There's so many things that come into play.
Because kuna kitu nataka tu kudea mwafe. Hii ni yangu na mwafe. Ian, where the witness. I want as many ladies as possible waingie parliament. Na waingie county. Wapite hiyo 2/3. So men ndo tukue less. Alafu women wameingia.
Alafu sasa nyinyi ndio mfight.
Sisi ndo tunominatiwe. Sio machali wanaingia. Sonko alituambiaga wananominate ma girlfriend zao. Hata sisi tunataka kunominate.
My boyfriends.
My boyfriends.
Yeah, makes sense. I think next time to discuss nawe kitumuitaga the ngonolization of female Kenyan politicians and the fact that I think that female Kenyan politicians ngonolize themselves. So I need you to just let that simmer down. Alafu next time to discuss. So we're going episode 687
nawambia Ruto ajitoe hapo kwa hiyo scorecard na shamba yake as much as
No, I want to say finally as a strong UDA supporter and supporter of
flat
William Samoei Ruto is that he's done a good job. Give him time and more importantly where we are moving, we need William Samoei Ruto as president, and I'm in support of him and the deputy president, and I know that that pair
he has 12 months to prove himself. See that way simpatia. You got a 12 months ya kujitetea. So imekuwa ni episode 687. So kama kawaida bless usemaga like, subscribe, hit the notification button, tell a friend. Tukimalizia tukisema Iko Nini.
Iko Nini.